to hit that ball to right field, you'll end up pulling it with a lot of power to left.
1-2 to Paletto. Sword swing there, half swing. And that'll be the first strikeout for Fink. And the Sox go down in order. 1, 2, 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no men left on base after the Sox. Man, a pickoff move by Fink, and then a fielder's choice, and the Sox left scoreless here as we head to the top of the second here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
When you need prescriptions filled, visit Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy. Locally owned and in business since 1945, Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy is your friendly Health Mart pharmacy ready to serve you. They've made it their goal to meet the special health care needs of families throughout North Central Washington. Stop in or use their convenient drive-thru to get all your questions answered and prescriptions filled. Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy, 509-662-5801 and at 820 North Chelan.
AppleSox fans, if a foul ball leaves your car with a rock chip or broken windshield, take it to Discount Auto Glass. Locally owned, Discount Auto Glass specializes in rock chip repair, windshield replacement, mobile service, window tinting, and calibration service on all makes and models. Get your rock chip repaired at Discount Auto Glass, 888-0072 and at 901 Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, across from 7-Eleven.
Hi, this is Jeff Rounds, president of Libke Insurance. Accidents can happen to anyone at any time without warning. At Libke Insurance, our goal is to provide help before you need it. The right protection, competitive rates, and caring professionals. That's value. That's Libke Insurance. Don't be caught without the right protection. Peace of mind is just a call or click away. Let's talk today.
Libke Insurance. Call 888-902-1800. Online at Libke.com.
To the top of the second we go on the AppleSox. Our left scoreless had a little bit of a funky inning. Jonas Shields is out at second after a fielder's choice by Ky McGary, and then Ky McGary is picked off, and then a strikeout by Nico Paletto finished it off. Leading off this inning for the Riverhawks, it's Kataro Wakui as he lines this one into center field, two-hopping Shields. One pitch and a very effective single for Wakui.
Actually, a good piece of hitting there from Wakui. I mean, first pitch you see, you're expecting a first pitch fastball. I say this a lot, but the best count in baseball is 0-0 because pitchers want to get ahead, and the best way to get ahead, that's to throw a fastball, and there's no better pitch to hit than the fastball.
You shouldn't, they say you don't really guess when you're at the plate, but when you're 0-0, that's really the time when you're going to guess. It's going to be pretty much the best result for you. Here's Max Stagg. First pitch to him was a bunt, but he pulls back, and the count is 1-0 after it's in the dirt.
And one thing to note, too, about this lineup, this batting order for the Riverhawks, Wakui has the most hits out of anyone in the lineup at the moment. That was his 12th right there. Because this team, this batting order they're rolling out here tonight is a little bit different than what they've typically been rolling out.
1 ball, no strikes, man on first. Here's a pitch from Johnson. This pitch is taken for a strike. Count moves to 1-1.
You can tell they're giving guys some opportunities to play who maybe haven't played that much. And again, the Riverhawks struggling a little bit early on in the year. They are 6-8 overall, so maybe trying to figure out some things, figure out who's going to win a spot.
The 1-1 runner goes. Throw from Overstreet. Gets him. What a great play. Even better throw by Overstreet to finish it off. That'll be 1 out with nobody on. Still a 1-2 count, 2-1 count on Max Stagg.
And that was a thing of beauty right there. I mean, just right to the leather of Wareham at second base.
The 1-2 pitch comes in and it's high. The count moves to 2-2. Wind's just whipping here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, sending our papers flying. Johnson, deep pause, and the 2-2 pitch is lined into the glove of Wareham. He makes the grab, and there's 2 outs quickly here in the top of the second.
That's a good play there from Wareham. I mean, first game is an AppleSox. You're getting thrown into the shortstop position, and good ball hit there off the barrel of Stagg. Kind of not scorched per se, but had enough to kind of just tail away from him, and then he just right there makes the grab, out number 2, and you're 1 out away from just getting out of the second inning.
Omar Gonzalez here enters the game batting 174. Johnson peers in, gets the sign from Overstreet, and here's the first offering. This pitch clips the outer black for strike 1. And
you mentioned the win here, Jackson. If you're a young broadcaster and you're trying to get into play-by-play, invest in paperweights, please.
Yes.
Like, invest in a lot of paperweights, more than you think you need.
I'm using my phone as a paperweight now today. Johnson fires the 0-1. This pitch is, spiked it into the lefty's batter's box, and the count's 1-1.
As a broadcaster, I've, had to call a lot of games in a lot of weird spots outside at night in cold temperatures. Always prepare to the max of what you think you need to bring.
Deep breath here. 2 outs, somebody on the 1-1 pitch. It's a slider. Flight out to center field, moving back is Jonas Shields at the wall. It'll clip his glove, but will settle in on the warning track. And the leadoff, 2-out double by Omar Gonzalez to keep this inning alive here for the Riverhawks. And that's the win right there. Hey, that's a textbook fly ball out to center field, but unfortunately kept on tailing away from Shields. And of course, we talked about it. He is one of, if not the fastest guy on the Sox's team. And it just clipped a little bit of his glove at the very edge and settled right on the wall. 9th spot now. Here's Shiryo Sato. First offering to him. Fastball just above the zone. The count's 1-0. Johnson steps back on the rubber after a pause. And the 1-0 is a hard liner down the left field line. That'll be a base hit. Rounding third, headed for home. It's Gonzalez. He will score. Back-to-back doubles here for the Riverhawks. But a hands up by the outfielders of the AppleSox. It will say it got out of play. And so with that, Sato will have to settle with, I believe, a triple.
Yeah, he's walking into third base right now. They're kind of sorting things out, figuring out what the situation is. And like you said, that was just hammer down the left field line. Santiago gave it a good look, and looks like it got wedged under the Buddy's Home Furnishings little tarp out there, just on the left side of the foul pole, so in foul ground. It was a fair ball. And, a good piece of hitting there, too, from Sato. With 2 outs, a runner on second base, you trade places. They're going to put him on second base now. Trade places with him, 2-out production. And for Johnson, that's kind of a concentration error. You had 2 outs, and you give up back-to-back doubles. You had 2 outs that you could just get out of the inning, and now instead it's 1-0 Edmonton here in the second inning.
Top of the order now is Drew Veach. And, with that, there's no need to do nothing too much. It's just really settle in as the first pitch to Veach is fouled straight back for strike 1. And I think he might have been chasing the strikeout a little too much. And I think with that, he tried to do too much, and with that, awarded those 2 doubles there. I don't blame Sato either for trying to get a little bit greedy and try and move to third and hey, it's a triple, guys. Come on, give me the extra base. But he's at second base with the comfortable lead. The 0-1 from Johnson on the way. And that pitch is swung on a miss. Slider moves the count to 0-2.
Hey, you mentioned Sato trying to get a little greedy there. I'll tell you, I was an umpire, and if you're a good actor and really sell it, chances are, we miss things a lot. Sometimes you just don't see what happened, and if you really sell it, you can get something to kind of go your way like that.
No balls, 2 strikes. Sato looking to close out this inning. And the pitch is a high chopping grounder into the glove of Wareham. He will fire to first, and the AppleSox finally get out of the inning. But Edmonton does pick up a run after an RBI double by Shiryo Sato. And again, 1-0 Edmonton as we head down into the bottom of the second here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
NCW.news is your source for accurate and intensely local news across North Central Washington. Part of Ward Media, an independent company committed to local journalism, NCW.news provides stories from our network-respected community newspapers. Stay informed with news from the Lakeshore Mirror, Leavenworth Echo, Cashmere Valley Record, Quad City Herald, and Wenatchee Business Journal. With over 100 years recording the region's history, NCW.news and Ward Media keep communities engaged on the issues that matter most. Visit ncw.news for local news you can trust.
Batter up for a big milestone. A proud proud sponsor of today's game, the Salcedo Group of Companies, is celebrating 25 years of trusted HVAC, electrical, and development work in our valley. Beyond their expertise, Salcedo is hitting it out of the park with philanthropy, generously supporting over 70 nonprofits, churches, and schools across Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties. They're proud to be locally grown and committed to keeping our valley a great place to call home. Thank you, Salcedo Group of Companies.
Hit a home run with LocalTel Communications. For over 40 years, we've been Central Washington's trusted telecom provider, delivering fast internet and reliable phone service. Whether you're streaming the big game, video chatting with loved ones, or running your business smoothly, LocalTel has you covered. Join the LocalTel family today and enjoy the best connectivity in the region. Visit us at localtel.com to learn more.
Bottom of the second here, Edmonton up 1-0. Let's pause for station identification. You're listening to AppleSox Baseball on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Your official radio station for the Wenatchee AppleSox is Sunny FM, KCSY Twist, the greatest hits of all time.
Kainoa Santiago leads off this bottom of the second inning. The first pitch from Fink to him is taken just below the knees, and the count's 1-0.
I mentioned it before, Santiago, the player of the week for the WCL. I mean, for good reason. That he just was crushing the ball last week, specifically here at home.
1-0 pitch. Clips the outer half for strike one, and then the count moves to 1-1. Santiago this year, again, second best average in the WCL, player of the week, second best on base percentage, and 12th in hits. 1-1 offering. Inside and in the dirt. Count will move to 2-1.
You mentioned there Santiago second place in WSL for average. Also in the top five, Nico Paletto at fourth with 388, and then Joe Coupland at fifth with 387. So the Sox are kind of up there as one of the better hitting teams.
2-1 pitch. It's deflected foul and out of play, and the count moves to 2-2. And you mentioned a pregame, Smith. It's not surprising, but the AppleSox started off as the team with one of the worst averages, and now here they are with, you could say, some of, if not the hottest players in the whole entire league, whether that's at the plate or on the mound. Fink gets a sign from Green. The windup and the 2-2 pitch is chopped weakly into the glove of Fink. He gloves it, he fires to first, and there's the first out of the side.
Yeah, this team at the very start, which they started in Edmonton, now they're playing the Riverhawks here in Wenatchee. But yeah, at the very start of the year, it was very quiet from the bats. I mean, you did. Joe Coupland had that home run in game one. But besides that, there were no extra base hits. There weren't a lot of doubles, mainly just singles. And again, it's kind of death by 1,000 paper cuts was kind of the approach for the AppleSox for the first part of that year, and now they've kind of turned up the power and the consistency at the plate.
Jake Overstreet now, the first offering to him, is lined into left field. Moving back is Stagg. He will stumble, but he makes the grab. Wow. What a play there. I mean, that one off the bat looked like he was going all the way to the wall. And then Stagg pretty much has to come to a straight stop and then move in because the wind just had its way with it.
Yeah, Stagg looked like he was just lost in a corn maze. I mean, I did not think he was going to make that catch. It almost looked like it bounced into his glove, but apparently he was able to make the catch. Now there's 2 outs here in the second.
Landon White now, first pitch to him is a ground ball skipping. Scooping it is Kreisel at shortstop. He'll throw the tag applied, and they get him. And the AppleSox wants to go down in order 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base. Let's go to the top of the third here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Hop into my Chevy. We're gonna take a ride. We're going down to Easy's Burgers where the food is dynamite. Easy's Burgers. Easy's Burgers, oh yeah. Fast, friendly, and delicious. They really do it right. Serving up those burgers every day and every night. Big kids, little kids, mom and dad too. Easy's Burgers. Made fresh for you.
Have Have you ever thought about how much you're on your feet? A comfortable pair of boots can make a real difference. If you've had a hard time finding a good pair of boots, visit Neil's Boots, Shoes and Repair, where you'll find a good selection of Danner boots, including Light 2s, Vicious, and Radical 453s. They also carry Smoke Jumper and Hawthorne white boots. Neil's Boots, Shoes and Repair, 811 South Wenatchee Avenue.
Dr. Scott Bibbins Family Dentistry. Friendly, professional staff where they take care of all of your dentistry needs. Fillings, cleanings, root canals, crowns and bridges, orthodontic appliance therapy, oral surgery, and dental implants. Complete dentistry for the whole family, where their experienced staff takes pride in offering comfortable care in a relaxed atmosphere and strive to exceed your expectations. Dr. Scott Bibbins Family Dentistry. Now at their new home at 445 Mission Street, across from Banner Bank in Wenatchee. The convenient parking off Mission and 5th Street.
3 up, 3 down was the story for the bottom of the second. Edmonton leads 1-0 for the play-by-play. Here's Smith Sly.
Thank you, Jackson. Due up for the Riverhawks, it'll be Cole Kreisel, then Finnegan Stewart and Jason Green. Those are the three Riverhawks you'll see here in the top half of the third inning. Like you said, 1-0. The Riverhawks struck for 1 run back in the second. That was Shiryu Sato, who had an RBI double that got stuck in the wall in left field to drive home that run. Johnson's still on the mound for Wenatchee. He'll come set. And the first pitch to Kreisel is just low and away for a ball. And if you're listening to today's game and are wanting to check in on the Mariners, I'll tell you, it's in the bottom of the second, and it's 1-0, Baltimore on top. And the 1-0 pitch from Johnson is right on the outside edge for strike one to even it up.
Really good location there. I mean, we mentioned it earlier. It was you who mentioned it. It was a little bit of lack of concentration in those latter at-bats against both Gonzalez and Sato.
1-1 offering from Johnson. Here it is, and that is cut on and missed at the very top of the zone. Kreisel a little frustrated with himself about that one. Twirls the bat back into his hand, and it's a 1-2 count.
And sometimes pitchers with 2 outs and they got a man down, they'll really just hunt for the strikeout, and they won't settle for anything less. And I think that's kind of what happened there. Johnson was a little strikeout hungry.
Here's the 1-2. And that's just low and away. Yeah, you'll hear coaches say a lot that, that was a concentration walk. And that means that, everything's going your way. You just need to go after the batter, right? And he just slips away from you because you just lose your concentration.
Yes.
As here's the 2-2 offering from Johnson from the stretch, the pitch. And that is going to be chopped over to Wareham at short. He's got it at the chest. The easy throw to first. And that's out number 1 here in the third. So yeah, when we say that was those were 2 kind of concentration doubles from Johnson, it was because, hey, he had 2 outs in the second. You just needed to get a ground ball pitched to weak contact and you get out of the inning. And instead, you give up a just deep double to straightaway center field. I mean, we said Shields kind of really going back to try and make that play. And the wind helped out a lot. That really pushed it out of his reach. As now it's Finnegan Stewart from the right side for Edmonton. The first pitch to him. He will send this high, flaring foul, and that will drop into the Edmonton bullpen. McGary gave it a good look, but nowhere close to making a catch on it.
And something I've noticed too, the AppleSox play a little bit of shift in the outfield. Jonas Shields plays a couple steps to his left, but it looks like Ky McGary's playing a little bit deeper and closer to the wall in right field today.
Yeah, your outfield alignment for the Sox: Santiago in left, Shields in center, and Ky McGary in right. The 0-1 pitch from Johnson. That's a slider that he misses low and away with to make it 1 ball and 1 strike to Stewart's. And there's 1 out here, top of the third. It's 1-0 Edmonton leading. They got that 1 run in the second, just 1 frame ago. And here's the 1-1. Another slider, and again, he misses outside to make it 2-1. Now, Finnegan Stewart, he was a guy who was really coveted out of high school. Was recruited by quite a few programs. He's got a 2-1 count, and the pitch from Johnson. Another slider, and misses again for ball 3. And so you're looking at these schools that he was recruited by: Grand Canyon, California Baptist, Nevada, Loyola Marymount, so LMU, Cal State Fullerton, UC San Diego, and San Francisco.
Wow.
So a lot of D1 programs that were really trying to get Stewart on their roster. And the 3-1 pitch is another slider, and he just can't catch the corner, and that's a 1-out walk to Stewart.
That's something that Johnson wanted to avoid today. You come into this game with a equal ratio of walk to strikes, both at 4. And he's picked up I mean, 2 walks, and he got 1 strikeout already. So right now, walks are winning it in that ratio.
And the AppleSox is one of those teams that don't walk batters all that often. As now it's Jason Green, who's got the catching today for the Riverhawks. And the first pitch to him is swung on and missed. Really slowed him down with a breaking ball. He gets ahead 0-1.
That's the thing. When he starts the counts with a slider, it usually proves to be a successful at bat for Johnson. I think he needs to start with that and switch his approach on the mound.
0-1 pitch to Green. Johnson, here it is. That's going to be slap foul high, and it will drop right into the beer garden. No, right in front of him. And now it's an 0-2 count.
And Green was one of the guys who did walk. He was the first walk issued today by Johnson. Got a full count.
So 1 runner on here for Edmonton. That's Stewart at first. He just drew that walk. 1 out here in the top of the thirds. 1-0 Edmonton on top. Jason Green, no 2 count. Johnson looking for strikeout number 2, and he got it. A good pitch there. Gets Jason Green swinging, and that's strikeout number 2 for Hiroshi Johnson.
Now batting, third base.
Good to see there after the walk issued his second of the ball game. He'll bounce back, flush it, move on, and not let that get to him. And man, what a great at-bat for Johnson, getting Green down 0-2 and then finishing off there.
Well, that's Chris Parkin with 2 outs and 1 runner on. That's Stewart over at first. And the first offering to Parkin, he will slap this on a line foul to the right field side.
Another thing, the AppleSox are second best walk hit to innings pitch at 1.33 in the WCL. So they don't let too many guys on base, but in this ball game, Edmonton find a way to get runners on early.
1 count to Parkin. 2 outs here in the third. Johnson's going to check in on Stewart at first. He's back in head first, and he's safe. Yeah, Chris Parkin, 0 for 1 so far today. As the pitch to him, he really hits this high and deep to center field. Shields drifting way back right in front of the warning track, and it drops into his glove for out number 3. Well, the Riverhawks get no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Still 1-0. Edmonton on top, but the AppleSox will have the bats back in their hands when we come back on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Summer starts with membership at the Rack. Pack your calendar with camp, rack, swim, and tennis lessons, summer swim team, indoor and outdoor pickleball, tennis tournaments, play programs, and so much more. It is so easy and fun for the whole family to stay active and fit all summer long when you join the Rack. Summer classes and camps are filling fast, so don't delay. Call the Rack today. That's Wenatchee Racket and Athletic Club, or use the Rack app for program registration. See all the details at rack.org or call 662-3544. The Rack, where we play every day. Come experience the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing at Pybus Public Market, your family-friendly destination for exceptional craft beer, great food, and a welcoming atmosphere. With 20 rotating taps featuring Hellbent craft brews and local ciders, plus a full bar and local wine list, there's something for everyone. Their chef-driven seasonal menu showcases the freshest local ingredients with bold American and Pan-Asian flavors in every dish. Open daily, visit the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing and embark on a flavor-filled journey right in the heart of the Wenatchee Valley.
Link Transit is your free, clean, and safe ride to where you need to go. Whether you need to go to work, school, run errands, or taking a day trip to Leavenworth or Chelan, Link can take you there. Save gas and don't worry about parking. Plan your trip with Google Maps, Apple Maps, or the Transit app. Skip the fuss. Take the bus with Link Transit.
Whether you're there for a meal, a drink, or just to relax.
Embark on your next RV adventure at 12 Tribes Lake Chelan Casino. Full hookups, lakeside views, and gaming just steps away. Reserve your perfect spot today at ColvilleCasinos.com. 12 Tribes Colville Casinos, far from the ordinary, close to the adventure. And that's Cooper Brass going to lead it off for the AppleSox. Bottom half of the third inning, still 1-0. Riverhawks on top, and of course, Fink still on the mound, and the first pitch to Brass is skipped right in front of home plate and out of the glove of Green for ball 1.
Yeah, tomorrow also is Casino Night presented by 12 Tribes Colville Casinos.
Good plug there.
Thank you.
Not quite a shameless plug, but, you know, we're doing our job. You know, we got to mention the sponsors. That's what we get paid for. Here's the 1-0. And that was just low and just inside to make it 2 balls and no strikes on brass. And the AppleSox have gone down in order for the past 2 innings. Last inning, 3 up, 3 down. Inning number 1, a little bit a non-traditional 3 up, 3 down. And Brass is going to chop this over to Kreisel at short. He's got it on the forehand. Throw across body, and they got him by a good amount for out number 1.
The Sox have only struck out once today with their 7 batters coming to the plate. So they've been putting the ball in play. I mean, even Jonas Shields, he started off his ball game with a hit, but a fielder's choice sent him back to the AppleSox dugout. So their bats are going to get rolling soon. It's just about time.
Well, it's James Castagnolo getting his first at-bats as an AppleSox this year. As Fink from the windup, the first pitch is going to be chopped down the third base line, but foul to the glove of Parkin, and it's an 0-1 count. And Castagnolo, familiar with Wenatchee, played with the AppleSox back in 2024, didn't play with them in 2025, and is now back with them for 2026. He's quickly got an 0-1 count. Fink, the pitch to him. That's an off-speed that Castagnolo kind of just gets off the end of the bat and will foul it over the third base stands.
He batted .311 too with the AppleSox in 2024 with 28 hits, 2 homers, 22 RBIs.
And he's got some power. He has the ability to possibly poke one over that right field fence. And the 0-2 pitch to him. And that is skipped outside and about 3 feet in front of home plate for ball 1. Yeah, that first inning for the AppleSox, 3 up, 3 down, but just not in traditional fashion. Shields with a leadoff single. Then Ky McGary grounds into a fielder's choice that got Shields out. And then, McGary gets picked off, and then Paletto strikes out swinging. As the 1-2 is just high past the head of Castagnolo, and that's going to even it up. As your score 1-0 here in the third. Edmonton on top. They struck for 1 back in the second. Here's the pitch to Castagnolo. And he goes chasing for strike 3, and that is strikeout number 2 for Fink tonight.
And now what you want there, chase that outside slider there. Really good pitch by Fink, but if you're Castagnolo, you got to recognize that spin early as it's coming on the outer half of the plate. You got to keep your hands back.
And here comes another newcomer, Gage Wareham, playing his first game as an AppleSox, on loan from Salt Lake Community College.
Done well in the field so far.
Over at short today in the first pitch to Wareham, and he'll cut through this one for strike 1.
90 miles an hour from Fink right there.
Man, the right-hander's got a lot of velocity in that right arm. So it's an 0-1 count quickly on Wareham, the pitch to him. And again, he swings and misses on another fastball. That one, 89. So, a titch slower than the one before. But, quickly, 0-2 on Wareham.
Yeah, Fink is just bringing it now. He's starting to settle into a groove here in the third.
For strikeout number 3, the pitch. And that's slap foul. Wareham stays alive.
So, 90, 89. Let's take it to 91 now. 3 straight fastballs by Fink. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
He's really feeling himself on the mound there, and that's kind of what happens when pitchers get into a groove, is their velocity might titch up a little bit. And the 0-2 is slap foul again over the third base stands, so count stays put, no balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, 4 straight fastballs here. Just feeling very comfortable with it.
And that one's at 90. So Fink's just kind of sitting there in the upper 80s, low 90s. The 0-2 pitch again. That's lined up the middle. Kreisel is going to cut it off. He's going to throw to first, and they got him. 3 up, 3 down. Go the AppleSox for the 3rd straight inning. They get no runs, no hits, no errors, and, of course, nobody left on base. Still 1-0. Riverhawks on top when we come back for the 4th inning on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Since 1977, Hagelin's Trophies has provided North Central Washington with the best in awards. Capture those special memories with a trophy, plaque, or award from Hagelin's Trophies. They also engrave name badges, desk and wall signs, and can customize your badges, signs, and awards with your logo on their laser engraving system. If you need promotional items, they can help there too. Hagelin's Trophies, 123 North Chelan and Wenatchee, and at Hagelin'sTrophies.com.
Discover what premier senior living is all about at Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care in beautiful Wenatchee. Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care Communities provide seniors with a stress-free style of living that enhances the mind, body, and spirit. There's always so much going on, from shopping trips to gardening to fitness activities. Plus, you can enjoy peace of mind knowing that trained care staff are present 24/7. Schedule a private tour experience at Blossom Valley and Blossom Creek.
AppleSox fans, if a foul ball leaves your car with a rock chip or broken windshield, take it to Discount Auto Glass. Locally owned, Discount Auto Glass specializes in rock chip repair, windshield replacement, mobile service, window tinting, and calibration service on all makes and models. Get your rock chip repaired at Discount Auto Glass, 888-0072 and at 901 Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, across from 7-Eleven.
Ready to embark on a flavor-filled journey right in the heart.
The Sox go down in order for the third straight inning. We're now into the top of the fourth. Still 1-0. Edmonton leading by a small margin. Kochiro Wakui is going to lead it off for Edmonton. He's got the bright pink batting gloves, batting from the left side. Baby blue batting helmets. Edmonton wearing their navy blue road jerseys as Johnson will lift and fire, and that's a ball outside.
And it reminds me with the colors. It kind of reminds me of a baby reveal or gender reveal. That's what they call.
Here's the 1-0 from Johnson, the lift and the delivery, and that is on the hands and fouled to the Edmonton dugout. Yeah, like you said, gender reveal because the AppleSox wearing their Red Delicious jerseys, the bright red with the red hats as well. So it's the red and the blue. Although gender reveal is more pink.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the gloves. Yeah, the pink gloves.
The pink gloves. See, I was a step behind on that. Here's the 1-1. That's outside, and that's ball 2. Damn, you're right. See, I was going in a different direction, you know. You were on point. You were right. He is. Wakui looking a little bit like a gender reveal right now. Pink batting gloves, bright blue helmets, 2-1 pitch. Just gets the outside edge for strike 2. So 2-2 the count on Wakui. And Wakui, one of 2 kids in the lineup from Japan. Shiryu Sato is the other one, starting tonight for the Riverhawks. Johnson's 2-2 delivery, and that's chopped to the right side. Johnson, no, it'll be Landon White who takes it, rushes to the bag, and they got it just in time. Man, Wakui was really hustling, but Landon White able to take it himself and get the outs.
Good hustle by White there. Really good discipline also by Johnson of understanding that connection between him and the first baseman there is. He's like, I might go for it, but he knows that White might have a better play on it, and that is the case there.
Well, now it's Max Stagg. Batting in the 7th hole today. He's getting the start in left field. His first game, I believe, is in Riverhawk, and the first pitch to him is a slider that just gets the outside edge, strike 1. Yeah, checking in on the Mariners game. It's still 1-0, Baltimore on top. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Mariners have 2 runners on base, first and second. The 0-1 pitch, cut on, missed. Man, Stagg really took a hack and a half at that one and ends up with nothing.
He had to walk across the whole entire plate after that one to recover.
Just reset the mindset, basically. We've got an 0-2 count. 1 out here in the 4th. Still 1-0 Edmonton leading. The 0-2 from Johnson. And all of a sudden this high to right field. McGary looking up. That ball is just foul. Wow. Cleared the fence by about 50 feet. But just on the right side of the foul pole, and that is a very long, very loud strike.
Oh, man, I mean, that right there off the bat, of course, is just going to be a normal pop out to right field, but the wind is just taking that so far. And honestly, from our angle, Smith, it's kind of hard to tell if that was going to be fair or foul. Thankfully, our field ump, Jacob Fisher, was able to give us a better look on that one there. It'll go just out of play. And again, Stagg's going to take his time walking back into the righty's batter's box.
So he still has no 2 count. Johnson takes a breath, and the pitch. And that is a slider spiked outside right off the chest protector of Overstreet to make it 1-2.
And if you're a pitcher, you're might panic there just for a little second. Like, oh no, don't want to give up a homer here, especially after the Sox are down 1-0.
1-2. Johnson takes a breath. Kicks and deals. Check swing on the pitch outside. They'll check down, and he did not go. Field ump Jacob Fisher says he does not break the plane, so count's going to even 2-2. Yeah, much to the chagrin of Sox fans here. You can probably hear them lamenting about that call.
The dugout would respectfully disagree.
2-2 count on Stagg. Johnson looking to put him away. Here's the pitch. And he'll chop this to Wareham at short. Fields it at the belt buckle. Throw to Landon White in the dirt, and it gets away from him. And backing him up, Brass is going to pick it up right after it hit off the Edmonton dugout. So that's going to allow Stagg to reach base.
Yeah, I mean, did a good job getting the hop moving in. But I think he just rushed his throw right there, didn't collect himself as long as he should have, and left it short. Landon White with a good effort to try and pick it out of it, but it was just a little far out of his reach.
And this is going to go down as an error on Wareham at short. So not a base hit for Stagg, but he is still on base with one out here in the top half of the fourth inning. It's 1-0. Riverhawks on top. Omar Gonzalez now at the plate from the right side. Johnson's first pitch to him. And that's a slider that ejects out of the glove of Overstreet, so he can't stick the frame job, and that's going to be ball one. That's a piece of advice there for catchers. Catch the ball, because, you know, you'll hear people say job description, right? Mm-hmm. And that if you don't catch a ball, even if it's a strike, a lot of times umps won't give you the call because they want you to catch the ball physically and don't let it pop out of your glove. Here's the 1-0, and that is just outside for ball two, and the crowd really doesn't know where that missed.
Overstreet held it there for a second, just to give it a better look, and I liked the tunneling on that pitch as well after going from the slider away and then going to the fastball in the outer half.
And Johnson's going to check in on Stagg here. Landon White spun the tag around, and the ball spit out of the glove, so he's safe. Count still 2-0 on Omar Gonzalez. And still 1-0 here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, Edmonton on top. And Johnson looks over his shoulder at Stagg. He's got a good lead there at first, and the pitch. He's going to take off for second base. The throw down from Overstreet. Oh, man. They got him by a mile.
Wasn't even close there. And the throw that Overstreet left it down was a little bit short, but an even better dig to get the tag down, and there was no question in this ballpark whether he was safe or out.
I mentioned Stagg had a pretty good lead, got a fairly good jump, but I mean Overstreet just made that look easy, and the pitch was a ball, so 3-0 the count on Gonzalez. Johnson's pitch, that is right down Main Street for strike one. That's a typical 3-0 pitch right there.
And it gets the guaranteed strike there, and Gonzalez taking all the way there, showed no question on that pitch.
Good count for Gonzalez with nobody on, 2 outs, the pitch. And he will slap this high to right field, tailing well into foul ground, and one hops the wall. So another loud strike there from Gonzalez. So full count now for Gonzalez, the sophomore from Cal State's L.A., 6'3", 235 pounds. He's a real big man from the righty's batter's box. Johnson's payoff pitch. And that is lifted high to right field. McGary at the track. He's looking up, and forget about it. Gonzalez, an opposite field home run. The wind just sails that out of here. Make it 2-0, Edmonton leading.
Wind, greatest factor right there on that play. Initially off the bat, you can tell it's going to about right center field. When the wind finally picked it up, you could see the moment the wind picked it. It instantly just shot out to, honestly, straight away right field, and I kept on going. Good effort by McGary trying to climb the wall, but unfortunately not able to come down with it. The Riverhawks up 2-0.
And that ball 370 feet, so really no chance for McGary to make a play on it. And here's the first pitch on the way to Sato, and that is just on the upper outside edge for strike one. So something about Johnson and 2 outs. He has given up both runs, 2-0 here. Both runs have come with 2 outs. And the 0-1 is swung on, missed, really spun Sato around, and now the count quickly 0-2. So Johnson wanting to end this inning. He can do it with a strikeout here. 0-2 count on Sato. The pitch. Slider outside for ball 1.
Like that pitch there. Slider, chase pitch. I mean, you're up 0-2 in this count. Why not try and get into fish?
And Johnson trying to get out of this inning. Just gave up that 1-run home run, as Sato's going to serve this up softly to right field, and it'll one-hop into the glove of Ky McGary. Another 2-out hit for the Riverhawks, and that's going to put a runner on here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, he just gave him a fastball in the inner half, got his hands to it, as well as the barrel, and just sent it out into right.
And here comes head coach Mitch Darlington, and also here comes a new face trotting out of the AppleSox bullpen, and that is the day for Hiroshi Johnson. He hands over the baseball, and he is going to make the long walk back to the dugout. Still 2-0. Riverhawks on top after that solo home run from Omar Gonzalez just a few moments ago. And we're going to figure out who this new face is in a few moments when we return on the AppleSox Radio Network.
NCW.news is your source for accurate and intensely local news across North Central Washington. Part of Ward Media, an independent company committed to local journalism, NCW.news provides stories from our network-respected community newspapers. Stay informed with news from the Lakeshore Mirror, Leavenworth Echo, Cashmere Valley Record, Quad City Herald, and Wenatchee Business Journal. With over 100 years recording the region's history, NCW.news and Ward Media keep communities engaged on the issues that matter most. Visit NCW.news for local news you can trust.
Let's give a big hand to a proud sponsor of today's game, the Salcedo Group of Companies. Celebrating 25 years of serving our valley, Salcedo does it all, from top-tier HVAC and electrical expertise to major local development. Today, they're proving their philanthropic heart by supporting over 70 local organizations across Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties, including our very own Wenatchee AppleSox. Locally grown and deeply committed, Salcedo continues to invest in everything that makes our valley home. Thank you, Salcedo Group of Companies.
Your teenage years are full of unknowns. Your bank shouldn't be one of them. With People's Bank Teen Access Checking, account holders can build healthy money habits while learning to manage their spending. There are no monthly service charges, no balance requirements, and if the parent or guardian has an existing People's Bank account, adding Teen Access takes less than 10 minutes. You know your teen, we know banking. Teen Access Checking from People's Bank. Easy for them, easier for you. Member FDIC.
Well, after 3 2/3 innings, Hiroshi Johnson will take a seat on the bench for the AppleSox. He gives up 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and now taking over for him on the mound, another right-hander is Easton Brooks, redshirt sophomore out of Utah. He just played the past 3 years with Utah Tech, and he's a familiar face here in the Valley. Played with Wenatchee last summer, only made 13 appearances, 5 which were starts, so a good amount of work for him last year. 45 innings pitched, and he's in a pretty tough spot here, top of the 4th inning. He's facing the top of the order with 2 outs and 1 runner on. And Brooks gonna get his signs and comes set from the stretch. And the first pitch to Drew Veach, here it is. That is just a hair low to start him out with the ball.
And it's great to see Brooks back in Wenatchee, of course. Man, he was a great, reliable guy for the AppleSox last year, starting off as a reliever. And then once players started to leave the AppleSox team, he settled into one of the best starters on the mound.
Next offering, top shelf, cut on and missed. The back pick there, try and get Sato. He's back in feet first, so 1-1 the count. Still 1 runner on for the Riverhawks.
And honestly, Brooks heated up late, but if he pitched like he did in the latter half of the season, there's no doubt in my mind that would have said he would have been an all-star.
And 1-1 count on Veach. Long hold from Brooks. And here it is. That's going to be lifted to the right side, tailing shallow in right field, and that drops down foul right in front of McGary. So a loud strike there, long strike there from Veach.
Yeah, and Brooks this year, He came in to get his headshot a little bit later. It's because he's working with one of the AppleSox's sponsors this year, Slidewaters, which doesn't surprise me. Last year, the AppleSox went down to Slidewaters at their Wakeside surf area. You know, it's the big surfing area. And I would say he was the best guy out there who was surfing. I mean, he's from Utah, so he is familiar with wake surfing.
Well, he's got a 1-2 count now on Veach, who's leading off the batting order for Edmonton today. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Sato takes off, pitches high, the throw down, and they can't quite get him. It was a one-hopper right to Brass, who was covering the bag. It looks like he just slapped the tag right down onto the Riverhawks logo on the chest of Sato, who slid in feet first, but must have just beat the tag.
The throw was a little low, too. Brooks had to duck to avoid getting hit in the head. I mean, he's a pretty big guy, 6'4", on the bump.
Well, now he's got a runner on second base. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2-0, Edmonton on top. And his 2-2 pitch to Veach. This is crushed deep to center field. Shields drifting way back, a few feet in front of the warning track, and he makes the catch to retire the side. But the Edmonton Riverhawks do get 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and leave 1 man left out on the base pass. They extend their lead to 2-0 here in Wenatchee. Game 1 of this 3-game series. We're into the bottom half of the 4th here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Hi, folks. Kelly Herschel from Valley Tractor and Rentals, your one-stop Kubota shop. Kubota and Valley Tractor is keeping it simple. You want the best-selling compact tractor? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling compact excavator? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling compact skid steer? Buy a Kubota. You want the best-selling diesel zero-turn mower? Buy a Kubota. You want the best? Buy a Kubota. Kubota and Valley Tractor since 1948, Baker Flats, East Wenatchee.
It's Father's Day. Win your share of over $12,700 in free play at all 12 Tribes Colville Casino locations. Cooley Dam, Lake Chelan, and Omak. Father's Day hot seats going on Sunday, June 21st from noon to 4 p.m. For full details, visit the Players Advantage Club or ColvilleCasinos.com. 12 Tribes Colville Casinos. Far from the ordinary, close to the adventure. Please play responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
I have come to the conclusion that one useless man is called a disgrace, that 2 are called a law firm, and that 3 or more become a Congress. And by God, I have had this Congress.
250 years ago, the spark was lit, and a new America was forged in the flames. From the Numerica Performing Arts Center and Jamie Donegan Productions, Hot August Nights features Tony Award-winning musical 1776. July 31st through August 15th at the Numerica Pack. Tickets for 1776 now on sale at numericapack.org.
At Valley Tractor and Rentals, they promise to deliver best-in-class customer service before, during, and after the sale. And their people make sure that promise is kept. Well, the AppleSox have gone 3 up, 3 down for the past 3 innings, so right on cue, they have the top of the order here in the bottom half of the 4th, being Jonas Shields, Ky McGary, and Nico Paoletto, your 3 guaranteed Sox in the 4th.
Jonas Shields, what a great leadoff batter for the AppleSox. 8th in average in WCL, 5th in hits. Man, he is hot.
And the first pitch to Shields from Fink is well outside, skipped on the outside white line for ball 1.
Yeah, so he's tied for first on the AppleSox with 19 hits. Of course, that's why he's 5th also in the league. And he ties Nico Paoletto.
And here's the 1-0 to him. And he kind of slaps us the opposite way through the right side, and that's a single. Man, Jonas Shields just cannot be denied.
2 for 2 today. I mean, he's the only guy the AppleSox had a reach earlier in this ball game, but unfortunately, a fielder's choice by Ky McGary retired him after they threw down to second and got the force.
Yeah, so make it 21 hits so far for Jonas Shields. Now it's Ky McGary. Another guy who's hitting the ball really well. He hasn't played all that many games, joined the team for that Kamloops series here at home, but he already has 8 hits, 3 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. The first pitch to McGary is right on the outside edge, taken for strike 1.
And McGary didn't play game 3 either in the IMO after banging up his knee a little bit, running to get a pitch that was hit out to foul territory down the right field line, ran into a barrier.
Here's the 0-1, and he will foul this straight back off the tip of the glove of Green into the backstop.
And so I just remember interviewing him the next day in game 3 and just talking about his recovery. He's like, yeah, pretty much just tried to keep eyes on it the whole entire night, elevated it as much as possible. And it looks like today that has worked enough for him to where he can come back in the lineup, as it was just a little too much uncomfortable for him in game 3.
Fink, 0-2 count, looking for the strikeout. And McGary is going to lift this high, tailing to right center field. Veach is there, and he makes an easy catch for out number 1. So 1 out, still 1 runner on here for the AppleSox. That's Jonas Shields at first, and still 2-0. Riverhawks leading.
And no ball hit to the outfield is going to be a textbook play today. It doesn't matter if it's pop out, fly out, line out. That win is going to play a factor, and I think the Edmonton outfielders now understand that. The AppleSox outfielders, of course, are used to it by now. Edmonton finally has got the heads up about it. And they're going to work to adjust to that here.
And that first pitch to Paletto. Shields takes off. It's a strike down the middle. The throw down, oh, man. Put right on the back of Jonas Shields. No chance of stealing the bag. And that's out number 2.
Really good tag placement by Kreisel over there at shortstop to get it right, honestly, on his behind right there as he's sliding into second base. I mean, it was a great throw by Green, but even better tag placement.
And just put it right on the number 4 on the back of Jonas Shields' jersey. And here's the 0-1 pitch to Paletto. And that's outside painted for strike 2. You see, Jonas Shields leads the team for stolen bases. But what's going to happen when you lead a team for stolen bases, you're probably also going to lead them for caught stealings as well, because you're trying to steal bags a lot. And so here's the 0-2 from Fink. And Paletto kind of gets jammed on this and will hit a little dribbler down the third base line, but foul.
After a pretty hot season, Paletto started to slow down in Game 3 in the Nanaimo. He went 1 for 5 that day, not picking up his first hit until the 9th inning. That was a single.
And Paletto's got a 5-game hit streak coming in today. Struck out swinging back in the first. He kind of was made look silly by Fink, and here's the 0-2. And he makes him look silly again. A fastball at the very uppermost part of the zone, and Paletto really just kind of sword swings through it for out number 3. The AppleSox go down in order for the 4th straight inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Still 2-0. Riverhawks up by a very small margin. And Easton Brooks back out on the mound for the AppleSox. The ballpark's going to have their ketchup and mustard race here in the ballpark, so take your guesses now. Will it be mustard? Will it be ketchup? We'll tell you when we come back here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Hey, it's Stacy with the Floor Factory, is Flooring America. Whether you're looking for a small project or a large one, from special order options to our large selection of in-stock, we can help you. From the latest color and style trends or to more of a classic style, we can help you. Carpet, hardwood, luxury vinyl, laminate, and even sheet vinyl. Come check out our newly updated showroom and our last chance bargain basement. They're great for do-it-yourself, or we have professional installation available too at 13 South Wenatchee Avenue. It's where friends send friends to the Floor Factory.
Need to rent a car? Remember Wenatchee Rental Cars. Locally owned and located near the airport, they offer after-hours pickup and returns are available. They rent European cars, SUVs, and 7-passenger vehicles, all equipped with all-wheel drive for safe driving. Book by calling 509-888-2397 or send a rental request at WenatcheeRentalCars.com. All vehicles are clean, dependable, and maintained by Eric's European and Asian Auto Repair.
Foster parents provide the safety, love, and nurturing every child deserves. Many kids are just looking for someone to talk to have fun with, to share their life with. Interested in being a foster parent? Call Ky Connections at 888-2006. That's 888-2006. Ky Connections, enhancing the lives of those they serve at 2121 North Wenatchee Avenue.
Easton Brooks still on the mound for Wenatchee. He'll wind up the first pitch to Kreisel, and that's high and inside for ball 1. Still 2-0 here in Wenatchee, and on play-by-play for the 5th inning, it's Jackson Dodd.
Appreciate you, Smith. Again, Edmonton up 2-0 after a solo shot by Omar Gonzalez in the top of the 4th. The 1-0 here from Brooks. It's hit sharply towards shortstop. Backhanding it is Wareham. The throw to first is offline and dropped by White. That'll be the second error by Wareham today, and he's been fielding it great, but his throws have been the inconsistent parts.
And that one kind of handcuffed him almost at the hip. Like he was trying to backhand it, and he got it right off like the holster, basically, and then set him up for a pretty awkward throw to first. And, I mean, nothing Landon White could do. That's back-to-back times now where Landon White's been kind of left out to dry by it. Great throw from Wareham.
I think he's just a little antsy, especially in his first game here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as an AppleSox. Here's Finnegan Stewart. 0 for 1. As Brooks will check back to first, and Kreisel will step on to first safely. Stewart struck out looking in the first, and then walked in the third. He is the only Edmonton strikeout in the ballgame. First offering is a slider just off the plate, and the count's 1-0. Brooks from Utah makes the trip up here to Wenatchee. Goes to school at Utah Tech. Takes a long time getting this sign from Overstreet, as he will collect himself, look down, and fire. This pitch is an off-speed, just a bit high, and the count moves to 2-0.
And that off-speed, 84 miles an hour, so a good amount of zip on that pitch for not being his fastball. So Brooks has got a good amount of velocity in that arm.
He'll check back to first again. Gloving it in the dirt is white. And with that, it's time to look at the WCL scoreboard report presented by Exalt Wellness. Visit exaltwellness.com today and discover holistic, non-invasive care tailored just for you. So we'll pause that here first. It's 2-0. The pitch on the way from Brooks. That's taken outside. Fastball, 90 miles an hour, and the count's 3-0. Smith, what do you got for us?
Well, I mean, looking at Bellingham and Port Angeles, they're on the top of the fifth. It's 3-0 Bells leading. Then you got Bend and Yakima Valley. In that game, the Pippins are leading 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth.
3 balls, no strikes. The pitch from Brooks. The fastball in the inner half for strike 1.
And then you got Nanaimo playing Corvallis. It's 3-1. The Corvallis Knights on top of the fourth inning. Then Marionberries and Walla Walla in Walla Walla. It's bottom of the fourth, 4-1. Sweets on top.
3 balls, 1 strike, man on first. Edmonton leading 2-0. Here's the pitch, runner goes. And it'll be strike 2. Overstreet thought it was ball 4, so he didn't throw down to second. So give Cole Kreisel a stolen base. And yeah, Overstreet really thought that was going to be ball 4, as, of course, if he knew it was going to be a strike, he would have threw down. But the count's filled up here on Stewart. He's looking at a potentially second walk today. Brooks looks back. And payoff pitch is a line the other way, foul down the right field line. And that will bounce into Edmonton's bullpen.
Then just to conclude the WCL scoreboard report, you got Ridgefield and the Portland Pickles in Portland. It's 2-0, Raptors leading, bottom of the first inning. And then lastly, you got a non-league game, the Victoria Harbor Cats welcoming the Redmond Dudes. It's top of the third inning, 11-1, Victoria leading. So a blowout there in that non-league game.
Brooks rocks back and forth on the rubber. And the 3-2 pitch, slider. Strike 3 called. And Stewart knew it. Was already walking back to the dugout before it was even called. That's his second strikeout looking today. And Smith, back to the scoreboard report. And the games you want to look at is Nanaimo and Bellingham. Bellingham's up 3-0 right now over Port Angeles, as Bellingham's 2 games back from first place at 9-6, and then Nanaimo is down 3-1. Corvallis on top of the fourth, and Nanaimo's 3 games back.
Yeah, I'd say a few days ago you were probably hoping for Nanaimo to lose and Bellingham to win, because those two were kind of battling it out for that spot. Now, I'd say the script is kind of flipped. You kind of want Bellingham to lose, and you want Nanaimo to win, because now you just want both those teams to just be, leapfrogging each other, but you don't want them to get anywhere close to knocking you out of first place.
Let them battle with each other.
Exactly.
And with their focus on each other, the AppleSox can just keep on moving up. I mean, they're already in first place, but still advancing that lead right there. First pitch to Jason Green on the way, and is taken on the outer half for strike 1.
And you were saying on earlier broadcast that isn't it the rules of WCL, if you're the first place team in your division at the All-Star break, you automatically qualify for the playoffs?
Yes. And then, of course, once the season ends, and if you win the second half, you'll have the second spot. So the AppleSox are in a good spot right now, but they have to continue that. They can't let up. Man on second base. Brooks looks back, checks him. And here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball, 91 miles an hour at the knees.
I was mentioning before, Brooks has got a lot of velocity. 91 right there. Lower 90s. You can blow it past some of these guys who might not be ready for that kind of heat.
No balls, 2 strikes. Brooks looking for his second strikeout of the inning. Here's the 0-2. High for ball one. Again, you have Cole Kreisel on second base, who reached on an error by Wareham. He leaded off the inning and then stole second base. AppleSox with 3 total strikeouts today. Brooks, long pause at the belt and the pitch. Swing and a grounder up the middle into the glove of Wareham. Throws to first, and there's the second out of the side. Runner does move up 90 feet over to third.
And we were mentioning there, coming into this inning, that the AppleSox did their mustard and ketchup race. Can we tell you who's going to win that? We'll tell you at the end of this half inning. So, again, lock in your guesses. Was it mustard? Was it ketchup?
Smith, you tell them. I honestly forgot. I was not paying attention.
We got a lot of stuff going on in our, in our heads as broadcasters. Sometimes we just lose track of stuff.
Chris Parkin here with infield all the way back. You got Kreisel over at third. Here's the first offering to him, was a slider. Just below the knees. Good call there, and the count's 1-0. Parkin is 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to the pitcher in the first, and then flew out to center in the third. Brooks peers in, gets it signed from Overstreet, and the 1-0. Clips at the knees for strike one. Really only seen fastball slider today for Brooks. Though he has a decent rotation. That's going to be fastball, curve, slider, changeup, and a two-seam. Haven't seen much of that changeup today. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Brooks. This pitch is flied out to center field. Moving back will be Jonas Shields. He makes the catch on the run. And he'll trot out of the warning track there after the Riverhawks leave one man on over at third base after one error, no hits, and no runs. Edmonton still leads 2-0 to head down into the fifth from the AppleSox Radio Network.
Mission Ridge, proud sponsor of AppleSox Baseball, says, let's go, Sox. Hope you're enjoying the game. Head up to the Chair 5 Pub at Mission Ridge. Open Fridays through Sundays all summer long. It's your spot for great food, local drinks, and unbeatable mountain views high above the valley. Whether you're wrapping up a day on the trails, looking to cool off from the summer heat, or just want a relaxed place to hang out with friends and family, the Chair 5 Pub delivers. Keep the good times rolling after the final inning. Visit missionridge.com to learn more.
Wenatchee businesses, step up to the plate. Firefly is your hometown MVP for managed IT and cybersecurity, protecting your time and tech since 1992. For a limited time, Firefly is offering a free vulnerability scan to help pinpoint the gaps in your security and bring clarity to your risks before they turn into errors on your scoreboard. Call 509-663-TECH today to secure your scan and stop the bad guys from stealing home.
Hey, get the goat off the AC vent. This time of year, we are right there with the goat, hanging out and trying to stay cool.
Folks can start quotes on our website, WenatcheeInsurance.com.
And you can schedule an in-person video or phone appointment.
No one should have to sweat about insurance.
We are a locally owned independent agency, so we can walk people through a variety of options.
Make sure you're covered, maybe even save some money.
So give us a call or text today, 509-295-9055.
And then get back to the AC with the goat.
Welcome back here to Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Bottom of the fifth inning. Jackson Dodd Smith Slide, happy to have you. Leading off for the AppleSox here, the Kainoa Santiago, the player of the week in the WCL. I mean, he's been on quite a tear lately on a 10-game hitting streak. Looking to extend that today. He grounded out in the second. So again, still searching for that first hit. Fink's first offering to him. Was swung on and missed. Fastball at 88 on the outer half. And it's 0-1. Bit of a shift on the right side of the infield, moving just a hair to their left. Of course, accounting for Kainoa being a lefty. But lefty win, good combination here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium as this pitch is just off the plate for ball one.
We were saying there in the last half inning, we were going to tell you who won the Catch Me Mustard race. So drum roll, please. It was Mustard.
Good old Mustard. 1-1 for Fink. Swung on and popped up foul. The count will move to 1-2 strikes.
We got to start keeping a record of who wins these races, because we got to get some advanced analytics on this stuff,
We got to get an interview at some point.
We got to get an interview, post-game recap,
An article.
An article about him.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count, nobody on. Pitch from Fink is hit the other way towards third base. Gloving it is Parkin. The cross diamond throw is in time, and Santiago will still be searching for his hit today.
And he lost his sliding glove out of the back pocket, too. It's sitting there on the first baseline. Assistant coach Ian Sagdahl's going to pick it up and just put that into his back pocket there. It kind of almost looks like, a car, blows something, loses a part, That's kind of what it looked like there. He was hustling up the line, just loses a piece of his equipment.
Here's Jake Overstreet. He lined out to left field earlier in this ball game in the second. First pitch from Fink to him. The check swing slider, they say he will go. And the count's 0-1. And the AppleSox, 4 straight innings. Sat down, 1-2-3.
And Carter Fink's been efficient. That was just pitch number 42, and we're in the 5th inning. He has been just locked down from the right side.
The 0-1 is another slider. That one's just a hair inside, and the count moves to 1-1. And stay tuned, AppleSox fans, for an Apples to Athletes with Ian Sagdahl. It's going to come here in the next couple of weeks as the 0-1 to Overstreet comes in. This pitch is hit back into the screen, 1-2. We did an Apples to Athletes today with Nico Crowley. That'll come out soon on the Instagram. And while we're doing so, Sagdahl is kind of yelling across the field, like, hey, where's mine? You get to keep the cards too. Come on, I got to do it. So Sagdahl will come soon. He says he's going to shoot for an autograph card. Joking with him, I was like, well, can you sign a card for me? Because he used to be in the minor leagues as the 1-2 to Overstreet. Is inside. The count moves to 2-2.
Yeah, Sagdahl, he's a former Coug, played for Washington State University, and then was drafted into the Washington Nationals system. So he got to play with Juan Soto, and Mariners fans know this name, Victor Robles.
A 2-2 pitch. Sliders yanked hard on the left field line, but it's out of play and onto the concourse.
Man, duck and cover down there on the kind of the beer garden area over there. They have the picnic tables with the umbrellas, and that was just a screamer kind of right at everyone's heads over there. They all kind of duck out of the way.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Searching for his 5th strikeout today is Carter Fink. He peers in and gets his sign from Green, and the 2-2 pitch. Ooh, just off the plate. And the count will go to 3-2.
That's a good eye there from Overstreet. He's the catcher, and tends to be the catchers who have the best sense of the strike zone because they're the ones behind the plate all game long catching, so they kind of know where the zone is.
Payoff pitch. Swung on and grounded weakly down the third base line, trying to get a handle on it was third base coach Mitch Darlington. It'll clip off his finger.
Yeah, you got a little too nonchalant with that one. You need some more chalance. Is that a word, chalance? Or is it just chalance?
I know chalant is.
But is chalance like the noun version of that?
That's a hard one. Payoff pitch on the way from Fink is off the knob of the bat as Overstreet checked his hands, and the count will remain full. Clayton Kellogg will get a new shipment of balls from the bat boy here. And also, if you're missing this game or want to come back and watch some highlights, make sure to check out our YouTube channel, Wenatchee AppleSox Baseball. Post all of the highlights there. Here's a payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, fouled into the glove of Green. And there's 5 strikeouts today for Carter Fink.
After some extensive research, I have found that the chalance is not a word, unfortunately. It's just chalance. It's just the kind of adjective. So there's no noun version of chalant,
Here's Landon White, 0 for 1 today, ground out in the second. Teammates with Kainoa Santiago, both on Gonzaga. First pitch to him is lifted foul out of play, and the count will move to 0-1. That was 89 miles an hour at the heart of the plate. 51 total pitches, and he's nearly worked through the AppleSox here in the 5th. Here's the 0-1. Fastball off the plate, and the count moves to 1-1.
We mentioned the AppleSox have been sat down in order for the past 4 innings. We're here in the bottom of the 5th, and it's still 2-0 Edmonton on top.
Edmonton strung 6 hits together with no errors. And the 1-1 is swung on and missed. Chased the slider. Bottom half of the zone. The count moves to 1-2. 2 of Edmonton's runs coming off an RBI double by Shirio Sato and then a solo shot by Omar Gonzalez. Fink gets his sign, searching for his 6th strikeout. And the 1-2 pitch on the way is lined weakly into shallow left field. Moving in is Stagg. He'll make the grab. And the Sox go down for the 5th time in a row. 1, 2, 3. No errors, no hits, no runs, and no men left on base. We're heading to the top of the 6th. Edmonton leads 2-0 here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
The Loop Trail Cafe wish the AppleSox the best of success this season. Locally owned, the Loop Trail Cafe has a great menu for breakfast and lunch. Start your morning off with a local famous zombie or breakfast burrito and a cup of coffee or tea. During the hot summer, you'll find ice cream cones. Get a scoop on the Loop. The Loop Trail Cafe, across from the splash pad in the Riverfront Center building at 1 5th Street, Suite 160 in Wenatchee.
This summer, slide into summer fun at Slidewaters Lake Chelan, your one-stop vacation paradise. With 11 fun-filled water slides. Cruise down the downhill racer. Bolt down their 2 classic Thunder Rapids. With just you on your tube or a party up to 4. Plunge down the completely enclosed Purple Haze. Or float down the lazy river. Slidewaters Lake Chelan. For all the fun adventures, go to slidewaters.com.
Getting bored with the white walls in your house? Let Exterior Solutions and Alexandria Moldings brighten up your interior. Available in various sizes, Alexandria Moldings lends to great project ideas. Use them to build up beautiful moldings, design wall and ceiling panels, and practical shelves. They can also revive your staircases to their natural shine. Exterior Solutions can help you find just what you need. Alexandria Moldings at Exterior Solutions, 151st Street Southeast in East Wenatchee.
Top of the 6th here, Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, Jackson Dodd Smith Sly. New bump on the mound for the AppleSox. Smith, who we got?
Well, we got another right-hander. It's Noah Sorensen, 6'2", 210 pounds, out of the University of Washington. He's a Husky, and of course has played the past 3 years, but actually hasn't played. He started at Oregon State, didn't play there, then moved to UW, didn't play in 2025, and this past spring did not play at all. So he's a very untested arm, even though he was a very highly rated player coming out of high school. He was the number 5 ranked player in Washington by Prep Baseball Report. He was the number 3 overall pitcher in Washington, and he was ranked number 162 nationally by Perfect Game. So, I mean, a lot of attention and hype around Sorensen. You kind of haven't seen him used yet, but now he's going to be facing Katoro Wakui, Max Stagg, and Omar Gonzalez, the first 3 Riverhawks he's going to face here in relief in the 6th inning.
With that, we'd like to thank Lipke Insurance Associates. Contact Lipke Insurance for your home, auto, life, health, business, and farm insurance. Here before you need us. Peace of mind delivered online at lipke.com. Leading off the top of the 6th with an Edmonton 2-0 lead is Kataro Wakui. The windup and the pitch from Sorensen is a fastball just high for ball 1. And Wakui today is 1 for 2. Single in the 2nd, a ground out in the 4th. The 1-0 offering, and the dirt, ball 2. Well, some pitchers, they may start kind of diagonally while facing their catcher to looking to get their sign in the windup. Sorensen just starts straight up standing directly towards the plate. Here comes the 2-0. Clips the out of black for strike 1.
And he looks like, is it Michael Myers? Michael Myers just standing there, basically. What was that joke they made about Ashton Genty would stand like Michael Myers in the backfield?
I think there was no crouching, you think you're in an athletic stance, but I mean, it worked for him, 2-1 pitch from Sorensen. Has swung on and yanked deep into right field. At the back wall is McGary, and he'll watch it fly. Another solo shot by the Riverhawks puts them up 3-0.
It's a blessing and a curse, because if the other team figures out, hey, if you just hit it, lightly to right field, the wind will just kind of blow it out. The wind's kind of died down a little bit, but still just enough. I mean, a good piece of hitting there, too, from Wakui. That ball, 364 feet to right field. I mean, we mentioned it. The fence is 325, so that clears the fence by a pretty good amount.
Max Stagg here, 0 for 2. Reached on an error last inning. That's not the start Sorensen wanted. First batter he faces gives up a solo shot. First offering is a slider in there for strike 1. Infield back here. Again, slight shift in the outfield to the left. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball chased upstairs. Count moves 0-2.
That was 90 miles an hour. I mean, Sorensen and Brooks before him, they've got a lot of velocity and relief. They can come in and just, zip fastballs past you.
No balls, 2 strikes. Sorensen looking for his first strikeout as an AppleSox. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Throw him a chair. And the AppleSox pick up their 4th strikeout and Sorensen's first in Wenatchee.
And one thing I got to mention, too, about the home runs that the Sox have given up, the one from Gonzalez and then that one from Ky just a few moments ago, the bright side, the silver lining, no one was on base.
Nope.
So it's a solo home run. I like to think a solo home run is kind of the, weakest home run because, yeah, you got a home run, you get to round the bases, that's great. We only scored 1 run, right? And if you want to actually have an impact, like get some traffic on, then you get a 2-run, 3-run home run, you tack on a few more, but still, home run's a home run. But the good thing for the AppleSox is they're doing it with nobody on base because if there's people on, then that extends the lead. It's only 3-0 Edmonton, so it could very easily be a much larger lead for the Riverhawks.
Had a bit of an intermission there as Overstreet had an issue with his glove. I think one of the seams had popped. They fixed it here. Home plate up, Clayton Kellogg will give them 2 courtesy pitches. They could test out his glove. And that'll bring in Omar Gonzalez. Gonzalez, quite a day. 2 for 2. A double and a solo homer in the 4th. First offering to him is on the inner half for strike 1.
I mentioned he's 2 for 2. He had that double in the 2nd, and then he came around to score with the RBI double from Sato, who was batting right after him.
The wind up and the pitch. This pitch clips the inner half for strike 2. Sorensen off to a good start now after that solo shot. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Edmonton lead 3-0. The pitch yanked outside, and the count moves to 1-2.
Yeah, as someone who's given up a few home runs in my day, the question is not if you gave a home run up or how many, or gave a home run up or how many you gave up. It's about how you respond afterwards, right? And Sorensen's doing a really good job of just battling back against these guys.
Here's the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball slapped towards the AppleSox dugout. Count will stay at 1-2.
Baseball's a game of mental toughness, right? It's you're gonna do stuff like that. You're gonna give up a home run, give up a hits or strike out or ground out, pop out, whatever it is. You're gonna make errors, and the question always is, how are you gonna respond after it? Are you going to consolidate, compartmentalize and just move on, or are you gonna dwell on it?
1-2 pitch from Sorensen. Check swing on the inner half. They say he did not go, and the count moves to 2-2.
And that was really up and in the kitchen of Gonzalez. And that's a tough one to call if you're a field ump. You're having to see if he breaks the plane on that one because he kind of just was swinging up and around his chin.
2-2 pitch. Swinging a hard fly ball down into the left field line. That'll get into the corner. Rounding first, taking for second will be Gonzalez. And he'll pick up his 3rd hit of the day and his 3rd extra base hit.
He is just seeing the ball incredibly well, and he's a big man. He is 6'3", 235 pounds. So even that one, almost a mistake swing, and just ends up yanking it into left field all the way to the wall. Santiago's got to run to track it down. But it's just one of those things where big man. If you get a piece of the wood to it, you're going to hit to the long part of the yard. You hit a home run, and you hit a deep double to straightaway center field, and now that double to the left field wall. So he hits the ball to the long part of the yard.
Shiryu Sato now also 2 for 2. Sorensen looks back from the stretch and fires. This pitch is taken high for ball 1. Sato 2 for 2 today as well with an RBI double to score Gonzalez in the 2nd, and then a single in the 4th. Sorensen will look in and get it side from Overstreet. Gonzalez with a very short lead over at 2nd. And the 1-0. It's a breaking ball just off the plate for ball 1. Excuse me, ball 2. AppleSox do have some action in their own bullpen. Edmonton haven't seen anything yet. This Fink has been so good today. Sorensen will collect himself, take a breath in the pitch. High fastball, moving the count to 3 balls and no strike.
Yeah, I mean, Fink has just been working wonders thus far for Edmonton. There's no real need to have anybody up and moving. For Wenatchee, you've given up 2 home runs, quite a few hits, and a lot of it on 2 outs, a lot of 2-out production for Edmonton. So you kind of need to get some new faces in to kind of shut them down.
3-0. High ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk. Batters at first and second base, and pitching coach Quincy Vassar is going to call time and talk with Sorensen here. With that, I have to thank the Numerical Pack. 250 years ago, the spark was lit and a new America was forged in the flames. For the Numerical Performing Arts Center and Jamie Donegan Productions, Hot August Nights features Tony Award-winning Best Musical 1776. That goes from July 31st through August 15th at the Numerical Pack. Tickets for 1776 now on sale at numericapack.org. Also, big thank you to Buddy's Home Furnishing. Buddy's Home Furnishing has furniture, home electronics, appliances, and computers to suit any home. Whether you're looking for sleek and modern or classic and cozy, Buddy's has furniture for every room that we know you'll love. With our flexible payment options and free delivery and setup, you'll be glad you went with Buddy's. So pitching coach Quincy Vassar will head back to the dugout after the slight meeting with Sorensen here. Get him settled back in. First batter he faced, he gave up a solo homer to Omar Gonzalez. First batter now, Churio Sato with a 3-0 count. Excuse me, Drew Veach, no count. First pitch to him was a slider off the plate for ball 1. Gave up a walk to Sato. That moves runners up to first and second base. After the homer, Matt Stagg struck out looking, so he bounced back. But Edmonton doing a great job of battling here in the top of the 6th. Pitch from Sorensen is a slider in there for strike 1.
And Sorensen, he's only got 1 out here in the 6th, and he's already at 18 pitches. So, not crazy inefficient, but, if you get 1 swing of the bat here, a ball up the middle could end the inning.
You compare that to Fink, who tossed 5 innings. Still probably going to go out there around 53. The breath and the pitch, the 1-0, is batted away foul, and the count moves to 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, Fink's just been, insanely efficient. It helps when you've sat down the AppleSox 3 up, 3 down for the past 5 innings. So the Sox have been sending the minimum to the plate every single frame.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Sorensen collects himself. And he fires home the 1-2. This pitch is grounded weakly over to shortstop. Gloving it at the chest is Wareham. The throw in. Got him. Runners advance 90 feet to second and third. Close play there. But a good throw by Wareham to fire it just in time.
I mean, bang, bang. That's a photo finish type of play there at first. And, Jacob Fisher makes the call. Edmonton didn't really like it, so 2 outs now in the 6th. Still 3-0 Edmonton on top, and they've already struck for 1 run here in this inning. That was that solo home run from Okui to lead off the inning. And now it's 2 runners in scoring position. You got Gonzalez at third, Sasso at second, and Cole Kreisel, who could potentially, with 1 swing of the bat, drive in both those runs and make it 5-0.
He's 0 for 3 today, still searching for his first hit. Reached on an error by Wareham in the 5th. Breath by Sorensen and the pitch, the bunt, but it's fouled back into Overstreet. And count moves to 0-1.
It looks like it caught a piece of his throwing hand, the right hand, and he's kind of shaking it around there, so must have just, fouled back, missed the glove, and caught a piece of Overstreet on that hand.
0-1 the count here with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Edmonton leads 3-0. They've picked up 8 hits in this ball game. That's in comparison to the AppleSox mere 2, along with 2 errors. Here's the pitch from Sorensen. This is grounded back into the screen. The count moves to 0-2. And yeah, both those hits come from Jonas Shields. And with that, he was in left strand. That's not exactly what happened, but his second at-bat, single, and he was caught stealing going to second base. And then in the first, who's caught up moving to second again after a fielder's choice by Ky McGary. They got the force out there. So a bit of unfortunate luck as the 0-2 comes in. It's batted away foul into the screen. And, yeah, whenever Jonas Shields gets on, he just hasn't found a way to get onto second base.
That's the thing when we say the Sox have been sat down in order, 3 up, 3 down. It's, there's 2 times where it's been unconventional, where they've gotten runner on, but then they just find some way to get out, and then you only send up 3 batters.
Sorensen peers in the 0-2 pitch. Is fouled down the line into Edmonton's dugout. And the count will remain no balls and 2 strikes.
And that pitch, 78 miles an hour. So you go from, Sorensen throwing upper 80s, kind of tickling 90, and then you slow it down to 78. That's a great drop-off for the off-speed.
Runners, second and third. The pitch coming from Noah Sorensen. Will be taken outside for a ball, 1-2 the count.
He goes to the fastball there, trying to blow it past him on the outside edge. Doesn't get the call. Just a hair outside. But, you're looking for strikeout number 2 of your relief outing here just in the 6th inning. That'd be a great way to cap everything off here in the 6th.
He shakes off this first sign by Overstreet, the next one as well. He'll agree to this one here, and he'll come set. Glove at the chest on the 1-2. Sliders way outside. Count moves to 2-2. 2's across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 men on. Sorensen peers in again. Collects himself. The windup and the pitch. Just below the knees for ball 3. The count's filled up. Kreisel will still be searching for his first hit today, but he has reached already in the 5th. An error by Wenatchee's shortstop, Wareham, today. Payoff pitch is deflected foul and out of play. The count will remain full.
And Kreisel just being a nuisance right now. 2 strikes, work it full, and then just continue to foul off balls. This is just, the definition of a quality at bat, right? Just drive up the pitch count, because now Sorensen's at about 21 pitches, so just keep driving up the pitch count and just try and really chase out reliever after reliever if you can.
And Edmonton's very happy about it, too, with runners both in the scoring position here. That's what you want out of your batters. Here's the payoff pitch. Taking strike 3. Sorensen gets out of the jam. Leaving runners at second and third. Picking up 1 run is the Riverhawks after a solo shot by Katara Wakui. In 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Edmonton leads 3-0 as we head down into the bottom of the 6th here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
At Banner Bank, cheering on the AppleSox is just one more way they show their appreciation for the Wenatchee Valley. When it comes to your finances, it's all about how they can help you move forward with truly personal service, smart financial solutions, and being the local expert by your side when it matters most. In fact, Banner Bank has been named one of the 100 best banks in America by Forbes for 10 straight years and one of Newsweek's best regional banks again this year. Stop by your local Wenatchee branch or visit bannerbank.com. Banner Bank member FDIC. Ford is now batting for America. Now they're the official automotive partner for Major League, Minor League, and Little League Baseball. On Saturday, June 20th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Pat Armstrong Ford invites you to a fun meet and greet with the Wenatchee AppleSox. While you mingle with the players and team, Melt Company Gourmet Grilled Cheeses will satisfy your hungries with their cheesy menu of sandwiches and more. See you Saturday, June 20th, 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. at Pat Armstrong Ford in East Wenatchee. NCW.News is your source for accurate and intensely local news across North Central Washington. Part of Ward Media, an independent company committed to local journalism, NCW.News provides stories from our network-respected community newspapers. Stay informed with news from the Lakeshore Mirror, Leavenworth Echo, Cashmere Valley Record, Quad City Herald, and Wenatchee Business Journal. With over 100 years recording the region's history, NCW.News and Ward Media keep communities engaged on the issues that matter most. Visit ncw.news for local news you can trust.
So here we are, bottom of the 6th. The AppleSox are looking to avoid being sat down in order. They've done that every single inning today. 1 through 5 today as Cooper Brass will lead off for the Sox as Edmonton leads 3-0. A solo shot by Katara Wakui on the top of the 6th would extend their lead. Brass batting .344 this year, hitless today. First pitch to him is lofted foul and out of play, and the count moves 0-1.
Yeah, Cooper Brass, I mean, he also joined the team during that Kamloops series and already has 11 hits, 10 RBIs, 8 walks, 2 doubles, 4 stolen bases. So he's very fast, very consistent, a lot of singles, and he just hits the ball really well.
The 0-1 to Brass is taken at the knees for strike 2. He's awarded 2 hits today, both Jonas Shields, but also unconventional outs as the 0-2 comes in. Check swing, gets a piece of it. Count stays 0-2. Again, we talked about it in the last break as well. Sox went down in order, but Jonas Shields got a hit in both times, but he was caught out on a fielder's choice in the first and then was caught stealing in the fourth. No balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to Brass. Taken outside for strike 3. And man, Fink just keeps on rolling. That'll be his 5th strikeout today.
Fink just, everything kind of coming up aces for him. That was pitch number 59. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. And I mean, that's strikeout number 5 for him. So he's just been dealing so far tonight against the AppleSox.
Yeah, came into this game with a 1-1 record, a 2.31 ERA, 9 strikeouts and 1 walk. First pitch to James Casanova was on there for strike 1. Only his 2nd start as well. He had 2 appearances before this that were only in relief. 0-1 to Casanova. Check swing. They say he does go on the count moves 0-2.
You mentioned Carter Fink coming in relief. He came in relief in the very first game of the season versus the AppleSox. He went 1 2/3 innings there and was scoreless in that outing. So he's very familiar with keeping the AppleSox
The
scoreless.
0-2 pitch, sliders, slapped over to shortstop, squeezing it is Kreisel. The throw to first is in time, and there's the second out of the side. So AppleSox potentially looking to go down in order once again here as Gage Wareham will dig in.
Gage Wareham.
Wareham searching for his first AppleSox hit. First offering to him. It's a fastball in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 the count here. Wareham grounded out to short in the 3rd. 1-0 pitch. Just inside, and the count moves to 2-0. Wareham, pretty good defense at short today. However, his throws have been a little inconsistent as the 2-0 pitch comes in, and it's skied high into shallow left field. Kreisel at short calls it, and I'll make the grab. 6 times the AppleSox go down 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base. Let's head to the top of the 7th as Edmonton leads 3-0 here on the AppleSox Radio Network.
The Taffy Shop in Leavenworth wished the AppleSox the best on the field this season. Locally owned since 1987, the Taffy Shop has more than 100 flavors of wonderful tasting taffy. Watch the unique taffy puller demonstration as you pick out that special flavor. The Taffy Shop has nostalgic metal signs and posters, candies from the 40s and 50s, and many collectible tins. Circle the bases with a trip to the Taffy Shop in the Mottler Building at 900 Front Street in Leavenworth.
Jeff is back from the Country Inn Family Restaurant. You have prime rib on Friday and Saturday.
Always Friday and Saturday. He's tired of barbecuing. Come on out and let me do the cooking. We got slow roasted prime rib served up Friday and Saturday night. I start serving it around 3:30, 4 o'clock until we run out.
And remember, if you're hungry like me, early in the morning, guess who's open up for breakfast 7 days a week?
Down here at the Country Inn.
Off Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, the Country Inn Family Restaurant. How long have you been in business?
Going on over 40 years, since 1975.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, Dave, you take care.
Moeller.
What makes us so unique in the community is our pledge to generosity and excellence. At the heart of the Moeller family and our dedicated staff lies an unwavering dedication to the well-being of our community. We are proud of our role as a local family-owned funeral service provider. For us, it's not just about conducting funeral services, it's about extending a hand of compassion and support through life's most challenging moments. We stand ready to walk with you through these difficult times at your pace, caring for and supporting you each step of the way. Brookside Funeral Home, where compassion meets commitment.
New pitcher on the mound here for the top of the 7th as Edmonton leads 3-0. This guy comes in for Noah Sorensen, who tossed 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Smith, who's the new face on the mound?
Well, it's a new face on the mound and a newcomer to Wenatchee this season at the very least. He was with them last year in 2025, but it's Mitch Haythorne, right-handed pitcher, 6 feet tall, 205 pounds, out of UNC Colorado, redshirt freshman. And last season, he led the WCL in strikeouts with 54. So he's a guy who really carved up batters in the West Coast League last season. And back with Wenatchee this year, the question is he going to be able to do that here in relief? 7th inning, still 3-0 Edmonton on top.
And another thing, too, Haythorne was the opening day starter for the AppleSox last season. While some players, come and go throughout this summer season, Haythorne stayed from day 1 to the last game. First pitch here is a strike to Finnegan Stewart. Stewart still searching for his first hit today after he struck out twice looking and walked in the 3rd. For play-by-play, top of the 7th, here's Smith Sly.
Thank you, Jackson. The next pitch to Stewart is cut on and missed. Good fastball from Haythorne at 93 miles an hour, and Stewart just could not catch up to it. So quickly 0-2 on Stewart. Haythorne looking for his first strikeout in relief, his first strikeout of the year. He winds and delivers. Slider, got him looking. What a pitch from Haythorne. Stewart doesn't like the call, but just like that, Haythorne gets his first of the night.
Yeah, if I'm a Stewart, I wouldn't like that call either. That's his 3rd straight strikeout looking. That was clearly a strikeout call there, but man, Stewart kind of hurting his pride there.
Yeah, he struck out looking in the 1st, struck out looking in the 5th, and strikes out looking here in the 7th. And now it's Jason Green, blank canvas, no one on, 1 out in the 7th. The first pitch to him is just a hair high for ball 1. Yeah, you talk about Haythorne last year with Wenatchee, 10 appearances, all 10 starts, so starting arm, 54 strikeouts, only 32 walks. So the 1-0 pitch is fouled off the end of the bat of Green. That's going to even it up, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, his first spring year was in Oklahoma. And then last year he moved back to Colorado. He's from Eaton, Colorado. Went to UNC, University of Northern Colorado. Back home, and he said it was really nice to be close to home.
Here's the 1-1. That's a slider, and that dips into the zone for strike 2 at 82 miles an hour.
Wow, that slider had so much horizontal break to it. Started all the way in the lefty's batter's box and dropped center cut.
1-2 count. Haythorne looking for back-to-back Ks. Here's the pitch. And that's fouled back to the screen, and Green's going to stay alive.
Smith, 94 miles an hour on that fastball.
This is some of the highest velocity we've seen tonight. Haythorne joining the team, the AppleSox, today, getting his first appearance of the year. And he's already hucking in the mid-90s. 1-2 pitch. That's an off-speed that Green fouls off his front leg, and he's going to take a walk to collect himself. Count stays at 1-2.
Another slider right there. That's probably the best slider I've seen so far this season with how much that is breaking down and in on these lefties batters.
Here's the 1-2. And he misses with the slider well high, well outside, over street. Basically had to jump to catch that. And that slider coming in at 83 miles an hour. So a lot of velocity on the off-speed, too. And here's the 2-2 offering. And this is lined to the right side and in a right field. That's a 1-out single for Jason Green.
Really tips your cap to Green picking up his first hit today, but also 92 in on the hands and low at the same exact time. He really had to stay grounded with that and get his hands as quick to the ball as possible.
Now brings up Chris Parkin, starting third baseman today. And he is 0 for 3. Grounded out in the 1st, flew out in the 3rd, flew out in the 5th. He's got a runner on. That's Jason Green, who just got that single in the first pitch to Parkin. That's a slider that misses kind of high, 81 miles an hour, and it just slipped out of the hands of Haythorne. And so 1-0 counts on Chris Parkin. Haythorne comes set from the belt, and the pitch is just high, 91, past his chin for ball 2.
Yeah, Haythorne bringing the heat today. Again, just got in today, so he's not going to see his start. He's going to slowly ramp up to his availability there.
2-0 count. Haythorne, long hold. Here's the pitch. Well inside, spins Parkin away. That's ball 3.
91 at the chin. Whew.
You know, I stopped playing baseball once guys started to throw like 85, 86 miles an hour, and I've only faced 90 a few times, and you don't really see 90. It's just kind of out of the hands and then past you. As the 3-0 pitch is dotted up on the outside corner for strike 1, so Haythorne battles back into the zone.
That just warms my heart to see Haythorne back on the mound for the AppleSox. I mean, he was one of the top guys on the team last year, and an amazing guy off the field as well, a top prospect for the North Division last year.
Here's the 3-1. Parkin's going to lift this high to the right side. The infield holds it. Cooper Brass waves the arms, calls everybody off, and it drops right into his glove for out number 2.
It's the one time I feel like the wind didn't play a factor. That was a textbook play right there. Usually on these infield pop-ups we've seen today, the infielders are having to dance around, do some circles, but that one was just straight away to Cooper Brass. He was able to glove it in without any extra drama.
A quick check-in on the Mariners game. We're in the bottom of the 7th, and the Mariners leading 3-1. Cal Raleigh just got a 2-run RBI single. Welcome back to Seattle. The big dumper is the first pitch to Wakui. Kind of jams him. A soft flare in the infield. And coming over to make the catch, Castellano gets it to end the inning and retire the side. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base for the Riverhawks. Still 3-0. They lead it, and we are in to the 8th inning. Time to stretch here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. We'll be back in just a little bit on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Hey, AppleSox fans, let's talk about community. Today's broadcast is proudly sponsored in part by the Salcedo Group of Companies, now celebrating 25 years of HVAC, electrical, and high-scale development excellence right here in the Valley. But Salcedo is more than business. They actively back over 70 regional schools, nonprofits, and teams. From global philanthropy to the home turf, Salcedo is proud to be locally grown and dedicated to our community. Thank you for investing in our valley. Salcedo Group of Companies.
Hit a home run with LocalTel Communications. For over 40 years, we've been Central Washington's trusted telecom provider, delivering fast internet and reliable phone service. Whether you're streaming the big game, video chatting with loved ones, or running your business smoothly, LocalTel has you covered. Join the LocalTel family today and enjoy the best connectivity in the region. Visit us at localtel.com to learn more.
Summer starts with membership at the Rack. Pack your calendar with camp, rack, swim, and tennis lessons, summer swim team, indoor and outdoor pickleball, tennis tournaments, play programs, and so much more. It is so easy and fun for the whole family to stay active and fit all summer long when you join the Rack. Summer classes and camps are filling fast, so don't delay. Call the Rack today. That's Wenatchee Racket and Athletic Club, or use the Rack app for program registration. See all the details at rack.org or call 662-3544. The Rack, where we play every day.
Yeah, 67 degrees here in Wenatchee. No clouds on this spotless blue sky, and the sun slowly but surely descending over the horizon. Shadows completely over the ballpark here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. You can see the sun rays out on the hills in East Wenatchee. Lean things off, it'll be Jonas Shields for the AppleSox. Bottom of the 7th inning, still 3-0, Edmonton on top, and Carter Fink still on the mound. Here's his first pitch to Shields, and that is an off-speed that Shields crushes to deep left field. Stagg back at the warning track to make the catch on his back foot, and with 1 pitch, there's 1 out here in the 7th.
What a good piece of hitting right there, and man, it's just Shields has been all over Fink today, and he just kept it rolling right there. Unfortunately, just hit it right at Stagg and left.
That's one of those balls where you put a metal bat in Shields' hands, and he is, clearing that left field fence by a pretty good amount. And it's Ky McGary now, and the first pitch from Fink is an off-speed just outside for ball one. Pardon me, that was a fastball, 89 miles an hour. So Fink, he's got a lot of good velocity, but what we were seeing from Haythorne was mid-90s. That is nuts. And here's the 1-0 pitch. McGary watches it dance past him, and off-speed that time, 81 miles an hour. That's strike one. And the wind really blowing here in Wenatchee. You can see the American flag in center field pointing out towards right. The 1-1 misses just high, just outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. You've seen Fink have some gripes about the zone tonight. The 2-1 pitch. McGary will foul this back on a few hops to the screen. 2-2 the count. So you've seen Fink with a few gripes with the strike zone, and, as do the fans here. That's kind of a mainstay of, Paul Thomas and just baseball in general. Fans just love to complain about the umpires as the 2-2 pitch on the way. And McGary's going to chop this softly to Parkin at third, and he can't make a play on it. Rattles out of his glove. He'll pick it up, and that's going to allow McGary to reach base.
Yeah, try to dig it out of that ground right there on the slow roller. But just a little too hard on that. On those balls, you want to have soft hands, is how they're going to say it. And really, he was very forceful on trying to dig it out of that ground. Instead of really trying to get it, you got to let it come to you.
Well, it's Nico Paletto now with a runner on. McGary, who just reached via that error. The pitch from Fink is a fastball that Paletto sends straight back to the screen. 88 miles an hour on that heater. And Paletto showed it in that Springfield series that you can be a righty and hit a ball out to right field, right? You just take it oppo, get it high enough in the air, and the wind will kind of do the rest to blow it out. And here's the 0-1 from Fink. Pitch, breaking ball just high past the shoulders of Paletto for ball 1.
And an uncharacteristic day for him as well. Over 2 with 2 strikeouts. You don't see that from him much.
And I think it's been kind of making him look silly on those past 2 strikeouts, both swinging. The last one was at the kind of top of the zone. And here's the 1-1 to Paletto. And he'll cut this back right out of the glove of Green. And that's strike 2.
That kind of just got sawed off both times there. And both of them were kind of check swings that went just enough around to be like a half swing. It just wasn't enough.
And so Paletto, 1-2 count, 1 out. 1 runner on. That's McGary there at first. He just reached via an error from Parkins at third. Now Fink come in sets. Takes a breath, and the 1-2. Swung on, missed. Make it 3 straight swinging strikeouts for Paletto, and this is just not his night.
One thing you can say about this inning, the one positive, is the AppleSox have disrupted their 1-2-3 streak. I mean, with the error by Parkin, that's letting on Ky McGary, they break that up. For the first time tonight, the AppleSox have sent 4 men to the plate. They started with Jonah Shields, then you had Ky McGary, and now you got Nico Paletto, who just struck out there, and now Kainoa Santiago. There's a mound visit here as Green will go out to talk to Fink, who, 65 pitches so far tonight. We're in the 7th inning. 3-0 Edmonton leading. This has been crazy efficient for the starting right-hander for Edmonton. And we said they're like, they're sending their 4th man to the plate here, but technically speaking, they could retire the side in order if they were to pick off McGary or catch him stealing or something of the like. Here's the first pitch to Santiago. That's outside. That's ball 1. So, we say like, they finally sent the 4th man to the plate, but, we don't want to jinx it, right? Because they could definitely pick off McGary. He's got a big lead there at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Oh, wow. Santiago hits it high, watches it go. 2-run shot. Santiago. It's 3-2. Wow. And he knew it, absolutely pimped it too, tossing in his bat. Man, so much flair. And we talk about it all day. I mean, there has been 2 home runs for Edmonton today. It was about to come towards the AppleSox's way.
And that ball got out of here in a hurry. 100 miles an hour off the bat. 384 feet to right center field. Sailed out over the Sunny FM banner there on the fence. I mean, like you said, he knew it immediately, just kind of admired it as he dropped the bat. And I mean, you just cut this lead down to 1. And these are the first cracks we're seeing from Fink all game.
All of a sudden, this becomes basically a 1-0 ball game.
And Overstreet now up, and his first pitch, he will foul it back, kind of ran in on his hands and just barely gets a piece of it. Man, 384 feet. Nuts. Just nuts.
His deepest one of the season.
He had one 381 feet in Game 3 against Springfield. And here's the 0-1 to Overstreet. That's a slider that just clips the corner, strike 2. So yeah, over 380 feet. I mean, and 100 off the bat with a wood bat from a young kid, freshman. And here's the 0-2 to Overstreet. And that is another slider, this time skipped in the dirt. Picked on the backhand of Green for ball 1. So you're seeing a young guy who was with Gonzaga this last year, didn't play all that much, comes to Wenatchee, getting some real playing time and making the most of it. I mean, crushing the ball. That was home run number 3 for him so far. Here's the 1-2 to Overstreet. That's high to even it up 2-2.
And you just know his coaches at Gonzaga are very happy with the development they've seen so far here. And I would not be surprised if Kainoa got a lot more starts in the spring.
So an even count, 2-2, 2 outs, nobody on. Overstreet at the plate, Fink's offering. And Overstreet will foul this straight back and rattles off the equipment of Green, so count stays put, 2-2. Yeah, Santiago on a Gonzaga team that had a lot of talents, still does, but definitely going to be some open spots in the spring of 2027. So this is an audition, basically. Here's the 2-2. That's a slider that Overstreet kind of weakly battles off to Gonzalez at first, in fair ground. Gonzalez scoops it up, steps on first, and that retires the side, but the damage is done. Kainoa Santiago demolishes a ball to right field to make it 3-2. Edmonton still leading, but the AppleSox chipping away slowly but surely. You're listening to it here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Discover what premier senior living is all about at Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care in beautiful Wenatchee. Blossom Valley Assisted Living and Blossom Creek Memory Care communities provide seniors with a stress-free style of living that enhances the mind, body, and spirit. There's always so much going on, from shopping trips to gardening to fitness activities. Plus, you can enjoy peace of mind knowing that trained care staff are present 24/7. Schedule a private tour experience at Blossom Valley and Blossom Creek.
Hi, this is Jeff Rounds, president of Libke Insurance. We've been serving the residents of the Wenatchee Valley since 1917. Over the years, we've expanded into communities across the state of Washington and beyond. We are proud to offer insurance products from many of the top carriers to help protect our friends and neighbors. Whether it's home and auto or farm and business insurance, we have the markets and the people to get you the right coverage at competitive prices. We are here to provide help before you need it. Let's talk today.
Lipke Insurance. Call 888-902-1800. Online at lipke.com.
AppleSox fans, if a foul ball leaves a ding or dent in your car or truck, take it to Earhart's Collision and Automotive Service. Family owned, Earhart's Collision and Automotive Service will give you a free estimate and will handle all the paperwork. If you need auto repair, they can do that too, including checking the air conditioner, oil changes, tune-ups, diagnostics, and more. Earhart's Collision and Automotive Service.
Still at 1422 North Miller, Suite A in Wenatchee.
Well, Kainoa Santiago just hit the cover off that baseball to right field, hit it to the rolling hills out there in East Wenatchee. 384 feet, a 2-run home run to make it 3-2 as we move into the top half of the 8th. Mitch Haythorne still on the mound for Wenatchee. He's going to be facing Max Stagg, the first batter here in the 8th. As Haythorne, from behind his glove, takes a breath and winds and delivers. And that's a breaking ball that just misses low, kicks away from Overstreet, ball 1.
And 3 of the AppleSox's pitchers today were all new faces. They all arrived today.
And the 1-0 delivery from Haythorne. That's just a bit tight past the knuckles for ball 2. Yeah, a lot of newcomers today. I believe you have 5 newbies come in today for the AppleSox. I mean, not all new, as in like some of them have played here before, but their first day here this season. As the 2-0 missed low for ball 3. So, you know, they're kind of getting acquaintance. And a lot of them made appearances here today. You got Wareham, you got Castellago, and then Haythorne here on the mound as the next pitch. That's high, ball 4, 4-pitch walk to Stagg to start things off here in the 8th.
And that's why we've seen Brooks Sorensen and, Haythorne may see an early exit just because they're ramping up. It's their first day in Wenatchee. They're not going to get a lot of time on the mound just because of their arms. They want to save them and slowly ramp them up to a mid-season kind of form.
And it's Omar Gonzalez now. He has one of the solo home runs for the Riverhawks tonight. That one came in the 4th inning, and he just crushed that ball the opposite way, sailed it out over right field. That's one where the wind really helps. Santiago's, that was more just all Santiago at the end of the day. It's the first pitch to Gonzalez is just on the upper inside edge for a strike. So still 3-2 here, Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. Riverhawks leading by 1 run. Top half of the 8th inning, 1 runner on. That's Stagg, who just drew that leadoff walk. He fakes the steal attempt, and the pitch is cut on and missed. Good slider from Haythorne, and Gonzalez chased it.
That's crazy, too. Edmonton picks up 3 runs on 9 hits. Wenatchee, 2 runs on only 3 hits.
0-2 count on Gonzalez. Haythorne looking for a strikeout number 2 of the night. Long hold. Here's the pitch. And he really yanks that slider outside. It skips away from Overstreet, and Stagg is into second base easily.
And we were talking on pregame, Smith. We were admiring the mound here at Paul Thomas, and it's a very tall mound, and it does take a little bit of getting used to, as you're going to have to finish your pitches a little bit more, and right there, Mitch overcompensated for that.
A 1-2 count for Gonzalez. Runner on second base, that's Stagg, who just reached second via that pass ball. And Haythorne's 1-2 delivery. Slider, check swing. He does not go. Pitch missed low and away, so it evens it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That is a great take by Gonzalez. That slider, I mean, it's more of a sweeper, just the way it sweeps across the whole entire edge of the plate. And he saw it all the way, and he took it for a ball. Got to tip your cap to him.
So still 2-2 count. No outs, runner on second. That's Stagg. Here in the 8th, it's 3-2, Edmonton leading. Haythorne's pitch. Skipped in the dirt, kicks away from Overstreet. Stagg's going to try and take third, and he's in there feet first. Overstreet couldn't get the ball, so it's an easy advancement for Stagg into third.
And Mitch just finishing pitches a little too late there. It's released a little bit sooner, probably used to his mound at UNC.
And he's got a full count now on Gonzalez. 3 straight balls after he got an 0-2 count quickly. And the payoff from Haythorne. And that's a fastball that ran inside, and Gonzalez just fouls it off.
And there's 90 right there. I think that's the lowest Mitch has been at today.
His fastball has been, I mean, really just kind of sitting in the mid-90s and just heating up these batters. It's really hard to hit lower to mid-90s at this level. And the payoff pitch again from Haythorne. And this is grounded hard to Castellano at third. He's able to get on the backhand, check the runner back into the bag, throw to first, get the out. What a play there from the hot corner.
Now batting, second baseman, Shoryu Sato.
Well, brings up Shoryu Sato. Again, what a great play there from Castanola. I mean, he had that ball just ripped to him on the ground, somehow got the leather to it, and then made a great throw to first. And the first pitch to Sato. That's just on the bottom rung, taken for strike 1.
Crowd cheering for it. Edmonton groaning about it.
I don't know, 1 count on Sato. Haythorne's pitch. Slider. Dotted on the lower outside edge. Strike 2. Man, what a pitch there from Haythorne.
Just dotting that lower part of the plate. That's such a pitcher's pitch.
Here's the 0-2. Haythorne looking for the strikeout, and he got him. A slider well outside. Got him swinging for out number 2.
just made him look silly there. And Haythorne already showing highlights and glimpses of what he can do when he's on the mound for the AppleSox.
Yeah, flip over the lineup card. It's Drew Veach batting with 2 outs, 1 runner on. That's Stagg at third base. He drew a leadoff walk to start things here in the 8th. And he's 90 feet away from scoring, but Haythorne 1 out away from stranding him there. And the pitch to Veach. That's line to short and just out of the reach of Wareham into left field. And that's an RBI single for Veach.
It kind of seemed like that caught Wareham off guard a little bit, too.
Yeah, Wareham possibly could have made a play on that if he was about, milliseconds quicker to diving to his right. And that's where, baseball's a game of inches. If you hesitate for a half second or just, a fraction of an inch, not there to make that play, that ball gets past you, and it's an RBI single. Now the first pitch to Kreisel. Check swing, and he definitely went around. That pitch was inside, and that's strike 1.
Yeah, made him look silly there. So textbook sword.
So 0-1. 2 outs, 1 runner on. That's Veach there at first. And the pitch is grounded to the right side, right to Cooper Brass, who scoops it up. Easy throw to first to retire the side. Well, the Riverhawks do get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and leave 1 man left on base. So 4-2 your score here from Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. We're into the bottom half of the 8th inning on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
Come experience the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing at Pybus Public Market, your family-friendly destination for exceptional craft beer, great food, and a welcoming atmosphere. With 20 rotating taps featuring Hellbent craft brews and local ciders, plus a full bar and local wine list, there's something for everyone. Their chef-driven seasonal menu showcases the freshest local ingredients with bold American and Pan-Asian flavors in every dish. Open daily, visit the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing and embark on a flavor-filled journey right in the heart of the Wenatchee Valley.
Link Transit is your free, clean, and safe ride to where you need to go. Whether you need to go to work, school, run errands, or taking a day trip to Leavenworth or Chelan, Link can take you there. Save gas and don't worry about parking. Plan your trip with Google Maps, Apple Maps, or the Transit app. Skip the fuss. Take the bus with Link Transit. NCW.news is your source for accurate and intensely local news across North Central Washington. Part of Ward Media, an independent company committed to local journalism, NCW.news provides stories from our network-respected community newspapers. Stay informed with news from the Lake Chelan Mirror, Leavenworth Echo, Cashmere Valley Record, Quad City Herald, and Wenatchee Business Journal. With over 100 years recording the region's history, NCW.news and Ward Media keep communities engaged on the issues that matter most. Visit ncw.news for local news you can trust.
Well, hats off to Carter Fink, the starting right-hander tonight for Edmonton. He'll take a seat on the bench. He goes 7 innings, allowing just 3 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and 2 runs. And in relief, they're going to bring in Chris Massey, left-hander, 6'1", 190 pounds, out of the University of Central Missouri. He's facing Landon White, first batter in relief here in the bottom of the 8th inning. As Massey comes set, winds and fires. And that is just on the top rung for ball 1. Now let's take a moment to look at this day in baseball history, presented by NCW News, the NCW News Network. Accurate and intensely local news for North Central Washington. Check ncw.news for community stories every day. Landon White's going to ground this hard to Kreisel at short, but an easy play to get the outs for out number 1 here in the 8th. So looking on this day, June 16th, back in 2012, the AppleSox defeated the Cowlitz Black Bears 13-0 at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium to earn their 9th consecutive win. Derek Callahan tosses 6 scoreless innings, while 6 different hitters record multi-hit efforts. It's the 2nd straight season that they win at least 9 straight games in league play after rattling off 14 consecutive victories in 2011. And the first pitch to Cooper Brass just misses the zone. Ball 1 to him. And Cooper Brass 0 for 2 so far tonight into his 3rd at-bat of work. And the 1-0 is swung on and missed. A 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball really fooled him for strike 1. And Massey hits his signs from the windup, drops back, and the pitch. Brass sends this hard up the middle, hits off the second base into center field, and that's a single for Cooper Brass, making it 12 hits on the season.
Yeah, good for Brass right there. Great two-strike hitting. Even better approach there. Widens out, chokes up the bat just a little bit, and hits the ball where it's pitched. Does not try to do anything too crazy. Hit it on the ground, get a barrel, put the ball in play.
And that's Castanola now for Wenatchee. One runner on. Sox down by 2 runs. It's 4-2 here, bottom half of the 8th. Massey lifts and delivers, and that's a fastball right down Broadway, strike 1.
90 by Massey right there.
We're seeing a lot of velocity from the pitchers in today's game. Haythorne was really running it up in the mid-90s. Here's the 0-1 to Castanola, and that is low, right off the chest protector of Green for ball 1.
And AppleSox utilized 4 pitchers today. Well, Edmonton only 2.
And Massey, like you said, he's only the second pitcher they've used here tonight. His 1-1 pitch. Man, Castanola really swings through that one for strike 2.
Yeah, Fink, 7 innings of work, 2 runs, only 1 was earned. 3 walks, no walks, 3 hits, and 6 strikeouts.
1-2 count. Massey looking for his first strikeout in relief. The pitch. He got him on an outside fastball for strike 3.
Castanola's second strikeout today. He's 0 for 3 with that now. He's still going to be searching for his first hit as an AppleSox for the season.
Allows Gage Wareham trotting up to the plates. Left-handed bat. They're pinch hitting Joe Coupland in place of Gage Wareham. A little bit of confusion here at the ballpark. Weren't sure who they were bringing in, and it is Joseph Coupland, who's one of the catchers for the AppleSox, but he's batting in the 9-hole in lieu of Gage Wareham. So Coupland taking his time as Massey kind of kicks some dirt around there on the rubber. 1 out here in the 8th. 1 runner on for Wenatchee. That's Cooper Brass on first base. He had that hard ground ball up the middle that hit off the lip of second base and then kind of trampolined into center field. As now Massey. First pitch to Coupland. Inside, jackknifed him away. That's ball 1.
Nearly hit his inner thigh there. The dance out of the way. It's kind of a cool night here in Wenatchee, 66 degrees. Winds not as strong as it was earlier in the day. Here's the 1-0. And that's well outside for ball 2. And the sun almost completely gone down here. Still light out, but no sun rays to be seen on the field or out in the hills on the horizon. Massey comes set from the belt buckle and the 2-0 pitch. Check swing, top of the zone. That's ball 3. Yeah, Coupland 4th in average in the WCL. On quite a tear. Excuse me, 5th actually. Here's the 3-0. And that is right on the bottom rail, strike 1. So 3-1 the counts for Coupland. He's a guy who has got a bit of power. He has one of the home runs this year for the AppleSox. That came against the Edmonton Riverhawks, game 1 of the season. 3-1 count. He's going to get a good pitch to hit here. Left field looking pretty nice. Here's the pitch. Right down Broadway. He watches it go past for strike 2. Hey, Coupland, Overstreet, Morisaki. Those are the 3 go-to catchers for the AppleSox. And it's nice, just like pitchers, they can just rotate them through. And full count to Coupland. 2 outs, 1 runner on. Massey trying to hang a 0 here in the 8th. The payoff pitch. Runner takes off, and it's well high to the backstop. Ball 4. So Cooper Brass into second base easily. Yeah, and a bit of a wild pitch there. Massey set it way high. And it seemed like Brass thought about going 3. And pinch runner here for Coupland. They're going to swap him out for Torres at first, who has been
one of the starting second basemen for the team. He's a very fast individual, so a good choice here to put in a pinch running spot. So it's Torres at first, Cooper Brass at second, and now you got Jonah Shields coming up to bat, who, I mean, very kind of criminally unlucky today. 2 for 3, 2 singles, but has been kind of cut down both times. And while Jonah Shields is taking his time getting into the batter's box, let's take a second to thank the Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market. Celerity Credit Union presents the Wenatchee Valley Farmers Market every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the West Law of Pybus Public Market. Well, now 2 runners on, 2 outs here in the 8th. Jonah Shields from the right side facing the left-hander Massey, and the pitch to him is right on the inner edge, strike 1.
Got some speed throughout on the bases now with Brass over at second and Torres over at first.
Massey gets his signs. Sox down by 2 runs here. It's 4-2. Edmonton leading by a thin margin. And the left-hander's pitch. Well outside, spits out of the glove of Green, but not far enough for Brass to take third. He's got to trot back into the bag. And we'll check in on the Mariners game. It's the final score, 3-1. Mariners win. They beat the Orioles. So they win game 1 of the series. Can they get the series win? They weren't able to get it last time. They split the series. Here's the 1-1 to Shields, and he will foul this sharply back and out of play. And a good return for Cal Raleigh, the big dumper. A 2-run single to basically give them the win. They were tied up about late in the game, and then 2-run single makes it 3-1. As Green's going to call time here, looks like he's got a wardrobe malfunction on the glove. One of the laces might have been messed up, as he will walk slowly back to the dugout. Still 4-2 here in Wenatchee. Edmonton up by 2 runs. And while he takes a second to sort this out, let's thank the Tap Room by Hellbent. Are you ready to embark on a flavor-filled journey right in the heart of the Wenatchee Valley? Well, look no further than the Tap Room by Hellbent Brewing, where the vibrant energy of Pybus Market meets the delightful world of craft beer and gourmet cuisine. As Massey's going to throw a few warm-up pitches to Green to test out the glove and make sure everything's up to code. And apparently it is. Jonah Shields going to walk slowly back into that righty's batter's box. 1-2 count to him. 2 runners on. That's Brass at second. Torres at first. And the left-hander's 1-2 pitch is well high, well outside, ball 2.
If they could get Shields on, that'd be huge for the AppleSox. I mean, they'd have 3 of the 4 fastest guys on the team on base.
And then you have Ky McGary coming up after him.
Yeah.
So I mean,
there's the 4th guy.
Exactly. Just 4 speedy guys on the diamond. And here's the pitch to Shields. Outside, ball 3 to fill it up. 3-2 the count. 2 outs and 2 runners on for Wenatchee. Down by 2 here in the 8th. And again, Shields 2 for 3 so far today. Pair of singles, both with nobody on. And he wants to cash in here with ducks on the pond. Runners take off. Check swing, high and outside. That's ball 4. Oh, wow. Edmonton cannot believe it. They're about halfway off the field. And now Green is going to plead his case with the home plate umpire, Clayton Kellogg. And I mean, wow. That's going to load the bases for Ky McGary.
They were trying to check down to the field of Jacob Fisher, as they think that he check swung and went around. However, they never appealed, and Shields got over to first before they ever did.
And that seems to be the gripe that the head coach for Edmonton has. That's Jake Lanferman. He came out to kind of talk to Kellogg. And now finally we'll walk back to the dugout and trade places with them. The pitching coach for Edmonton's going to call a timeout here and walk out to the mound, bring in the whole infield to talk things over, because, man, this inning's really turned around on them. 2 outs in the 8th, but the bases are loaded. You got Shields at first. You got Torres at second, and Cooper Brass at third. This mound visit might take a little while. Let's stop and thank People's Bank. People's Bank wants to help you buy your dream home. From buying the land to building the house, local lenders and local decisions. Welcome home. Welcome to People's Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. And hey, also let's take a second and pause for station identification.
Your official radio station for the Wenatchee AppleSox is Sunny FM. KCSY Twist, the greatest hits of all time.
Well, Ky McGary's got the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the 8th. This is going to get your blood pumping a little bit. Massey will wind and fire, and that is on the upper outside corner, painted strike 1.
McGary, 3 RBIs this year with 8 hits. Batting .286 going into this ball game. Looking to come up big here.
0-1 pitch. That's outside, and it gets away from Green. Grass is going to sprint home. Head first slide. He's safe.
And that's what we said, Smith. Speed, 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 speed. And Cooper Brass is just that. With the immense speed the AppleSox have on the base paths, they're going to capitalize off plays just like that. And they did that right there.
Riverhawks lead is whittled down to just 1 run. 2 runners on, both in scoring position. Ky McGary could poke a ball to the outfield grass and give Wenatchee the lead. Can he do it? The pitch. And he fouls this right off the face mask of Green for strike 2. So 1-2 the count. 2 runners on for Wenatchee. That's Torres at third. Jonas Shields at second. McGary at the plate, the right-hander, going up against the left-handed Massey on the mound. His pitch. And this is shot down the first base line and just tiptoes foul.
Good piece of hitting here. All you got to do is stay alive. You don't have to do it. You don't have to win this game with the swing of a bat right here. A ball hit the other way through the 4 hole is going to score both of them and give the AppleSox the lead.
Riverhawks leading by just 1 run. It's 4-3 here in the 8th. Sox have already struck for 1, and they want to take the lead. The pitch chunked over to Kreisel at short on the run. He can't make the play on it. Oh, wow. It gets away from him. Both runs score. Holy cow. Wenatchee takes the lead.
Man. Error there by Kreisel. Just gave the AppleSox the lead. Man, if you're Edmonton, you're just kicking yourself right now. You came to this inning up by 2, and now you're down 1. And honestly, McGary's so fast that he might have been able to beat that throwout initially. However, an extra run does come in off the air.
Now it's Paletto. Runner takes off, pitches inside, the throw down. They can't get him. Ky McGary is safe at second. Throw gets into center field, and Ky McGary is going to try and get to third, and they hose him by a mile. But they're going to call runner's interference, or fielder's interference, as the men up the middle kind of collided with Ky McGary when he was sliding to second, so they award him third base. Man, things are falling apart for Edmonton here in the 8th.
Everything is turning up AppleSox now.
Well, Paletto shot at redemption here with 3 straight swinging strikeouts in tonight's game. And now the head coach, Lanferman, for Edmonton, kind of talking things over with the field umps to say, hey, what exactly happened there? And he explains to him, hey, that was fielder's interference. They got in the way of Ky McGary. He was trying to get up and get to third, and they just kind of kept colliding with him. Like, it was just like yeah, basketball, like boxing you out. And so, obviously, an easy call there for the field umps.
And just unnecessary, too.
And it's a 1-0 count to Paletto. This pitch is fouled straight back over the press box and into the parking lot.
Everybody clap your hands.
Well, in dramatic fashion, it's now 5-4 here in the 8th. AppleSox have already struck for 3 runs. Paletto trying to make that 4 runs. Single to the outfield grass could bring home McGary at third. And the pitch to him. Hits him right on the shoulder. Paletto unfazed. Man, he is nonchalant with this.
That's the first time Paletto has reached. And now runners at the corners with 2 outs for probably the hottest man on the AppleSox, Kainoa Santiago.
And this is a man who, destroyed. And, destroyed with a capital D. That ball to right field, 384 feet. And right on cue, they are going to yank Massey, who is really imploded here in the 8th. They're going to bring in a new face out of the bullpen. It'll be a right-hander. We'll see who it is when we return on the AppleSox Radio Network.
Hop into my Chevy. We're gonna take a ride. We're going down to Easy's Burgers, where the food is dynamite. Easy's Burgers. Easy's Burgers, oh yeah. Fast, friendly, and delicious. They really do it right. Serving up those burgers every day and every night. Big kids, little kids, mom and dad too. Easy's Burgers. Made fresh for you.
When you need prescriptions filled, visit Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy. Locally owned and in business since 1945, Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy is your friendly Health Mart pharmacy ready to serve you. They've made it their goal to meet the special health care needs of families throughout North Central Washington. Stop in or use their convenient drive-thru to get all your questions answered and prescriptions filled. Wenatchee Clinic Pharmacy, 509-662-5801 and at 820 North Chelan.
AppleSox fans, summers are hot, and the last thing you want is to turn on your car's AC and out blows hot air. Get your air conditioner recharged at Mid-Valley Automotive for just $287.74. And keep cool. This includes 2 pounds of 134A Freon. Mid-Valley Automotive works on all foreign and domestic models. Mid-Valley Automotive, 270 East Penny Road in Wenatchee.
And things have really turned around here in the 8th inning. The AppleSox have already tacked on 3 runs. They have taken the lead 5-4 at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium, and the Riverhawks are going to call the pen to bring in a right-hander, Zach Foden, the freshman out of Edmonton, Alberta, so a local kid who is a real mainstay with the Riverhawks. He's played the past 3 summers with them, and comes into this game. He's 6'4", 225 pounds, and he's facing Kainoa Santiago, the very first batter in relief.
Yeah, you got a loyal Riverhawk versus the WCL Player of the Week in the bid spot, and a runner 90 feet away from home.
And Santiago, 1 for 3 so far today, already 2 RBIs, 2 runners on. The pitch to him. Skipped in the dirt, but gathered by Green. He keeps it in front, checks the runner back to third. That's ball 1.
Yeah, Brass scored on that wild pitch earlier. Pass ball. McGary's without a doubt scoring.
1-0 count. Santiago has a home run already tonight. Can he make it 2? Here's the pitch. And he gets on the end of the bat, straight back over the press box, and that will drop into one of the stands right off to our left. So it's a 1-1 count. Santiago, power lefty, has the ability to just really yank a ball over the right field fence. Pitch from Foden. And he lines this to the right side, and that takes a weird bounce, but it's gathered by Sato at second. Easy flip to second base to get the out and end the inning. But man, the AppleSox put together one heck of an inning here in the 8th. They get 3 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and do leave 2 men left on base. 5-4. Wenatchee takes the lead here on the Wenatchee AppleSox Radio Network.
This summer, splash your cares away and create unforgettable memories. Treat your family and friends to Slidewaters Lake Chelan. Overlooking the majestic Lake Chelan Valley, Slidewaters is your one-stop vacation paradise with 11 fun-filled water slides. Cruise down the downhill racers, slide down the completely enclosed Purple Haze, walk down the Lazy River, and the kids will love the Aqua Zoo. Their well-trained, friendly staff will ensure your stay is safe and lots of fun. Slidewaters Lake Chelan, now open through Labor Day. Visit slidewaters.com for more information.
Hear that? That's the plumpest, juiciest hot dogs you've ever seen getting their grill on. But we both know what'll make it sound even better. Oh yeah, it's a Pepsi to go with your hot dog. Because when you're chomping on America's favorite meal, relish, mustard, and onions perfectly blending into a crescendo of flavor, there's only one thing that makes everything about that moment better. A cold, refreshing Pepsi. See what I mean? It's like music to my ears. Hot dogs. Better with Pepsi. That's what I like.
Jeff is back from the Country Inn Family Restaurant. You have prime rib on Friday and Saturday.
Always Friday and Saturday. He's tired of barbecuing. Come on out and let me do the cooking. We get slow roasted prime rib served up Friday and Saturday night. I start serving it around 3:30, 4 o'clock until we run out.
And remember, if you're hungry like me, early in the morning, guess who's open up for breakfast 7 days a week?
Down here at the Country Inn.
Off Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, the Country Inn Family Restaurant. How long have you been in business?
Going on over 40 years, since 1975.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, Dave, you take care.
Well, the AppleSox shock the world, make it 5-4 going into the top half of the ninth. The AppleSox will bring in Jacob Gabler to get him across the finish line. And on play-by-play for the top half of the ninth, it is Jackson Dodd.
Thank you, Smith. Appreciate you. And the AppleSox in comeback fashion with 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th after coming into that inning down 2. A pass ball scored 1 run in Cooper Brass, and then an error by the shortstop, Kreisel, scored both Jonas Shields and Matt Therese. And we were talking about it, Smith, when those guys came on. It was 3 of the 4 fastest guys on the AppleSox team had the bases loaded. And then Ky McGary was the 4th, and he ends up hitting that just little chopper out to short. Was able to reach on that error as well. So leading off, top of the 9th here, it's going to be Finnegan Stewart. Jacob Gabler on the mound. The big righty here at 6'6". First offering. Fastball fouled away at 91 miles an hour. And the count is 0-1. If you're going to want to face anyone to start off this inning, it's going to be Finnegan Stewart. Finnegan Stewart today is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts looking and a walk in the 3rd. Stewart in the back of the box. Gabler at the belt, winds up and fires. The 0-1 pitch is chopped weakly up to 3rd. Getting the candy hop is Castagnolo. The cross diamond throw is in time. And 1 out down here in the top of the 9th.
Man, the AppleSox are 2 outs away from getting a win here in Game 1. That's, for much of this game, did not seem like that was going to be the case.
No.
I mean, the Riverhawks kind of had control of this game from the start, and then here in the 8th inning, the Sox just really yanked the wheel away from them.
AppleSox only 4 hits today, getting 5 runs off of that. 2 errors for the Riverhawks. Gabler will step off the rubber and over street. We'll go out and have a short conversation with him. But yeah, Edmonton, 1 run in the 2nd, 1 run in the 4th, and 1 run. 1 run 2nd, 1 run 4th, 1 run in the 6th, and 1 run in the 8th inning. But a 2-run shot in the 7th by Kainoa Santiago put the AppleSox back in this ball game. And then again, the 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th off the pass ball. And then also the error brought in the AppleSox. Man, that came up in a time when the AppleSox needed it most. They had bases loaded with 2 outs. And Jacob Gabler here will continue to try and shut them down here. It's Jason Green. He is 1 for 3 today. A walk in the 1st. He most recently got his first hit of the day in the 7th after a single. He struck out in the 3rd and grounded out in the 5th inning. Comes to this ballgame batting .209. Lefty on righty matchup here. Gabler peers in, gets his sign from Overstreet. Brief pause in the pitch. Swung on and missed off speed for strike 1.
That's just a good pitch there from Gabler. I mean, just drop that one off the table and you get Green to chase after it. 1 out, nobody on here. Gabler just needs to do a job and just finish out this game for the AppleSox.
Infield playing at the edge of the outfield grass does not want to let anything get by them. Matt Torres over at second base now as the next offering is hit weakly over to shortstop, gloving it as Brass. The throw is in time, and 2 outs are down.
I said it before, I'll say it again. This is a game that I don't think anyone here thought the AppleSox were going to be in a 5-4 situation to be able to win this with 1 run. But the Riverhawks down to their last out here, and I mean, the AppleSox they refuse to lose sometimes.
1 out away, like you said, Smith, from a Game 1 win against the Edmonton Riverhawks. Sox coming to this game with a 10-4 record, 5-1 at home. Here is Chris Parkin. The 6-foot righty peers and gets his sign. At the belt. The windup and the pitch. Check swing, but he goes around. The count is 0-1. Crowd has fired up. Attendance of 970 today. Gabler peers in. Takes a pause, agrees to the sign. The windup in the 0-1. Swing and a miss, breaking ball. The count's 0-2. Parkin 0 for 4 today. Gabler looking to make that 0-5. He's searching for his first strikeout today and a final out of this ball game. Crowd on their feet. Gabler looks in. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Outside and high for ball 1. 94 miles an hour out of the hand from Gabler. Fastest pitch of the outing today. Ties Mitch Haythorne as well. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 2 outs. Top of the 9th. Here we go. This one grounded over to shortstop. Press, gloves it, throws to first, and the Sox win! Comeback fashion. They take game 1, 5-4. After Edmonton scrapped together 4 runs in the 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 8th, the Sox came back with a 2-run shot in the 7th by Kainoa Santiago, and then 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th. 1, a pass ball, and then an error by Edmonton shortstop. They just shot themselves in the foot today.
I cannot believe that. The Sox just were kind of held at arm's length the entirety of that game. And then, I mean, all came to a head there, 7th and 8th innings. I mean, Kainoa Santiago, just obliterated that ball, 384 feet to right center field to kind of get the juices flowing for the AppleSox, to get them kind of clicking, get them going, get some fire sparked under them to make them want to try and win this game. And in the 8th inning, just like you said, you make the Riverhawks shoot themselves in the foot. Some errors, you string together, 1 hit, and you just are able to, and some pass balls as well. 2 of those runs scored because of an error there short, and then a pass ball as well. So, like you said, just shooting themselves in the foot. And I mentioned in the pregame, that was what Wenatchee was doing when they were losing games. Yeah, committing those errors, just not getting enough hits, and it ends up being the Riverhawks who fall victim to that ailment here tonight. And Wenatchee takes advantage, and they are hot. They're about as hot as any team in the WCL. And when you're hot, you cannot be denied.
The Sox now move to 11-4 on the season, 6-1 at home. We'll recap this game after this. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the AppleSox Radio Network.
Batter up for a big milestone. A proud sponsor of today's game, the Salcedo Group of Companies, is celebrating 25 years of trusted HVAC, electrical, and development work in our valley. Beyond their expertise, Salcedo is hitting it out of the park with philanthropy, generously supporting over 70 nonprofits, churches, and schools across Chelan, Douglas, and Grant counties. They're proud to be locally grown and committed to keeping our valley a great place to call home. Thank you, Salcedo Group of Companies.
Your teenage years are full of unknowns. Your bank shouldn't be one of them. With People's Bank Teen Access Checking, account holders can build healthy money habits while learning to manage their spending. There are no monthly service charges, no balance requirements, and if the parent or guardian has an existing People's Bank account, adding Teen